Dum, dum.
Arrived.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a little heads up. I got another new module that we're gonna try out with Foundry today. So the first thing
And you have
is this new module allows me to control the sound a lot better and in real time.
Cool.
So hopefully this will be a good experience. But the first thing I want you guys to do is to go to your sound options, go to user volume controls, and you'll see soundscape is now an option there. Turn that down to like 20%.
Is it really that loud?
It can be at times. So turn it down to like 20%, and then I'm going to start the sounds, and it's going to be what I would consider to be a loud sound, and then adjust that to where it's a comfortable level for you.
Where are we going to?
The little music note on the right panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under user volume control, soundscape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Done.
We are ready.
Okay.
We are farmers.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so I'm going to start playing a track, and I'm going to start it off at what would be like a comfortable level, and then I'm going to raise it up to what would be considered a loud level, just so you guys have time to adjust.
Is it
So-
on?
So right now you guys should hear like holy like hymns going on.
Why is it so loud? God damn it!
Keep in mind, I've got this playing at half of volume, okay?
Wow. Yep.
It gets very loud, which is why we're starting it so low. Okay, so this is what would be considered like a fairly quiet sound. As far as what like I plan to use the volume settings, this is like what I consider to be typical background music volume, okay? And then what I'm about to play is or what I'm about to do with the volume, I'm gonna bring it all the way up to 100%.
Okay.
I am ready.
Okay, so this is 100%.
I honestly did barely heard it change.
Yeah. It didn't
Yeah.
Yeah,
really-
so it goes from here. Here's where it was.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
We just lost Torn.
Yep. Taran left.
I killed him. He couldn't handle the oohing and eyeing of the choir.
The holiness of the music burst him into flames.
Wait, what did Torn say before he left?
He didn't. He just disappeared.
Yep.
Or at least I didn't hear him say anything.
No, I didn't hear him say anything.
I didn't hear him say anything either.
Oh,
There he is.
There he is. Did you die?
No, graphics driver got installed.
Oh.
Discord loves so much.
Okay, well, I've adjusted my volume to
Okay.
what I think is appropriate.
Same here.
Okay, cool.
I got it background sound now.
Volume
so
done.
It's there, but it's not like it's not in my face, so I can hear you still talking and describing
good.
stuff.
Yeah, and the
Everyone
reason
knows.
why I want this to be your background music level is in case I do want to play a loud sound. Because, you know, if I want to do, like, for example, thunder or something like that, or like a crashing noise or something, because this does have a soundboard, I can actually play individual sounds. So, for example, if I do wolves howling, I can hit a little thing and it'll play like wolves howling in the background, stuff like that. So I look forward to, you know, being able to play with all of this stuff. It should be fun. But who would like to do the recap this week?
I can do that.
Okay.
So we questioned Priest Guy, basically saying like we wanted to go to the hunting grounds. I think of the word for that. Opened the portal opened. He got sucked in there, and then we decided, you know what? Let's just balls to the balls, jump in and see what happens. We then ended up in this weird ass maze, going through different corridors. And in the end, we did get out, and we ended up in what we would say the hunting grounds were, where we met one of the liches, the hunter, and the wolf, where he basically made us fight a frickin' T-Rex, And a beautiful unicorn also popped out and helped us greatly. To add that bit. Which we defeated, and then we asked him a question about the liches and the other liches and the cult he's in, and then he just disappeared. And then we ended up coming back to the town, to the church. Zoe, New, and Petra went downstairs to try and walk through the wall, which didn't work. We then found out through detecting magic that it was on a completely different plane of existence. And so that's where we've kind of left it off, because there was currently a sermon going on. So I think Windsor and Toby were waiting for the sermon to finish so that they could talk to the other priest. And that's where we left it off.
That is pretty much it. Yeah, good job. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, at that point, I'm gonna go ahead and give you your inspiration point. Oop, there you go.
Thank you.
And the game is unpaused, so we can actually get to it now. But yeah, so at this point, like you were saying, the sermon is currently going on. Is anybody going to be doing anything while the sermon is going on?
Is that the priest that we spoke to last time?
Are you able to see him? Yeah, you're able to see him from where you're at.
Yeah.
It is a different priest.
Oh, right, okay, well, I'm going to ignore this guy. I want to try and find the priest that we had last time.
Okay, so you want to try and find who it was before. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to search, which means I need a perception check from you.
Okey-dokey.
And what is everybody else doing?
I was going to go to a bookshop to try and find... Yes, we found the names of the liches, so I'm going to try and see... I tried to find out from a priest if there was a bookshop, but they didn't know, so I'm going to try and find a bookshop.
Okay.
Have
Or
you
library.
expressed this verbally in character? I forget.
We spoke about having a magical thing, but I haven't said anything. I was actually wandering off first to do it,
Right.
and then that's when Petra started running down the hall screaming my name.
Yes.
I wouldn't tell us what she's going to do.
But as you guys have run off and said, look, I'm just going to head off to a bookshop or a library and try and find the information of those names. So if you want to join me, go ahead. But that wall
Probably
is...
a good idea that I join you, because in our history of finding information on these things and interacting with them, a lot of it's been in Abyssal, and I can read Abyssal and you can't.
Yeah, very true.
Okay. All right. So what's Windsor going to be doing?
That's a good question. Well, let's see. So, helping Toby find the priest. Let's stick with Toby.
Okay. In that case, if you want to re-roll, Toby, then you can roll one more time just to see if you get a better roll. And we'll just count it as rolling at advantage between the two,
Okay.
since you're being helped.
And it's the same.
It's the exact same roll. Okay, so there you go.
You're welcome.
So, with an 18,
So much help.
you notice that you can't find the other priest, and on top of that, several priests seem to be gone.
Interesting.
You've noticed that a couple of the priests that were here before don't seem to be here anymore.
Can I find the nearest priest who's not in sermon?
Yes, absolutely. So from where you're at, you've gone looking around to find priests. You notice that there's pretty much one in every room, just about. A lot of them are reading, studying scripture, etc.
I'll go talk
yeah.
to this guy then.
Okay, yeah. So you walk off to one of the side sanctum rooms, and you see a priest there, and he's going through the verses and reading his book. And as you approach, he looks up and he goes, "Something I can help you with?"
Yes. Where are the other priests gone? You seem to be missing a lot of your congregation.
He kind of looks around and he goes, "No, everybody's here."
No, there were other priests here earlier.
He thinks about it and he goes, "Oh, do you mean Father Gio?
Yeah.
Oh, he left with some men. He's going on pilgrimage to the Sacred Spire. He left about 3 months ago."
Interesting. I look at Windsor and go, interesting, don't you think?
Do we know how much time has actually passed since we left?
A couple of days, I think.
Well, we assume. Remember, if we were Amaranth is correct and we're on a different plane,
Aye, true. Time could have travelled differently.
Which technically you guys don't know yet.
Yep. Technically, your characters don't know that yet.
Okay.
She has discovered that with the people that were down there with her, but she hasn't like told everybody at this point.
Right. Okay. So yeah, Toby and I go on to talking the peculiarities of the Einstein-Rosenkrantz bridge, and
Exactly.
So it's only been a couple of days, as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as you're
We only saw him a couple of days ago. That's interesting.
that's not possible. He left at least 3 months ago.
No, we only literally saw him a couple of days ago.
now what is today's date?
Aye, what is today's date, sir?
So you see, he pulls up a little chart, where it's a little page that he's got in the back of his book where he's keeps tallies of the day, and he goes, well, it's Elysis the 15th. Why do you ask?
Jesus Christ. If that is fifth elite. Okay.
Hang on. That can't be.
To make sure I'm understanding the calendar correctly,
Yeah.
that's
That's like almost 5 months gone.
that's like 3 months, 5, but 2 of them are 1 day. Is that correct? On this
Yes.
fucking calendar?
So taking a meta moment here, the D&D calendar has, so you know how we have like specific like winter solstice and stuff like that. Well, they have similar type holidays that get their own dedicated month in the D&D calendar.
Okay.
Like Midsummer is a month that is a single day.
Yeah.
It's a really weird calendar, but yes, the calendar is correct.
So we've been gone for 3 months?
It would appear so, at least.
I'm looking at Windsor very confused because from my perspective, we've only been gone for like, what, 4 or 5 days? From
If
all
that,
the rest
yeah.
we did, yeah. From
Yeah,
all
in
the
your
rest-
perspective, I think you guys experienced 2 nights
Yeah,
between the time that you left and came back. Yeah.
yeah. So it's probably been like 3-4 days, basically.
Yep.
Okay. That's confusing.
And do we want to find out where he went to pilgrimage, or
Well, Sacred Spire, apparently.
oh, did he? I
Yeah.
missed that part of it.
Yeah, he said this
Where's-
that pilgrimage.
Where's
to
the
Sacred
Sacred Spire, perchance?
Spire. So he kind of looks at you a little bit and he goes, "Not from around here, huh? So the
No.
Sacred Spire's about the other side of the continent."
Yeah, what particular place?
He looks confused for a moment and he goes, "Well, the Sacred Spire. It's
Okay.
It's
yeah,
its own
Sacred
land."
Spire, yes, well done. It's just called the Sacred Spire land, is that it?
Yes,
It's not an actual place, like there's a spire that is sacred in the place called the Sacred Spire. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, you mean the like what's he pilgrimaging to?
Yes.
He said that there was a holy site. I don't
In
know the
Sacred
site.
Spire.
That's what he said.
Right. Okay. Because you can see how that can be misconstrued.
That's why we don't get you to ask the questions.
I don't care. I'm playing a character. Shut up. You can see why that could be very confusing, couldn't you? Because it's like if I said, "Oh, I went to a Sacred Spire," and you went, "Well, you went to the continent." I went, "No, I went to a spire that was sacred." You can see how that could be confusing, can't you?
He looks at you even more confused. He's like, "But I thought anybody would know that this."
Ah,
Sacred
you
Spire-"
assumed. You know what assumptions mean, don't you?
It means that you must be foreigners if you don't know what a Sacred Spire is. It's
I know
in
what
the
a
mountain
sacred
range.
spire is. I know what a sacred spire is.
Third base.
It's a spire that's a sacred.
It's a mountain.
Okay, well that doesn't sound very confusing, doesn't it?
But it's not confusing. It's a mountain.
Oh, for the
Oh, yeah,
love
it
of God,
is.
can we please just stop going? We're just going back and forth. I can take this.
You're not there. Shut up.
I don't have to
Oh.
hear it though.
Amaranth
Yeah.
bursts through a window. Enough!
Shut the fuck up!
Amaranth
Amaranth
burst
just
through.
slaps Toonie.
She burst through a wall, a fourth wall.
Yeah, burst with fall. Slaps Tony across the face and goes, "Shut up."
Random magic missiles from out of nowhere hit Tony.
Our priest baseball club has a catcher. Oh, what's his name? I don't give a damn. Okay.
No, who's on first? What's on second?
I don't know about third.
Stop.
Tomorrow's pitching.
I don't give a darn. Oh, he's our short play.
Alright, back to the.
Yeah, so the priest kind of just waves his hands, cutting off the conversation, and he goes, "This is getting us nowhere. Might I ask, who are you?"
I'm the person who just is trying to save this land from the leech. Leech.
He just kind of nods, almost like he thinks that you're a mental patient. Like, you can see in his face that he's worried about your sanity at this point.
I mean,
So
yeah, I'll
he
probably
just kinda
look
nods.
convincing. Anyway, this man's completely useless. Should we carry on?
When's our tap still be on the shoulders? I think we've got what we need. Let's go.
Exactly. Just bloody useless, this guy. Anyway.
Here's that
okay.
roll initiative.
Try me, bitch.
We don't have our healer today.
Yes, you do, because I can fucking heal. Just because it's a spider that crawls across your flesh and has a green beam doesn't mean it doesn't do anything different to our holy hand.
Okay, so you've spoken to the priest. Now, Amaranth, where are you going again? You said a bookstore?
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna try and find a bookstore because I did ask someone in the church and none of them could help me. So, I'm gonna go and leave and try and see if there's someone who can help me outside to bring me to the nearest bookstore.
Yes, man. There's a bookstore. It's over there by that barn with all those lords and ladies next to it.
Barnes and nobles?
Well then. Let's see. Let me pull up the Torios map. And I will pull Dex here. Okay.
Mew is going to be out with her
And-
too.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't know
gonna
if
say
Petra
Mew's
was
joining,
coming.
right? So let me get you all here. Okay. Oop,
I
and
feel like I'm playing a Halo game.
you playing a Halo game, huh? Good luck.
Okay.
Okay, so I assume you're gonna look in the trade district. What is your plan of action? You're currently at the church,
mean-
which is right here. If it's gonna let me click. Oh, you know what? I got the wrong thing. Here.
Okay, cool.
So you're currently exiting the church right there. So what is your plan to search the trade district for a bookstore?
We could
Well,
probably go to the inn and ask there.
I was just
Like,
about to say, go
it
to the
probably
Horseshoe
is
Tavern.
not something uncommon that they have people asking where one thing or another is in town.
Exactly. I was going to go to the place where it says the Horseshoe Tavern and ask them if they could guide me to the nearest bookstore. Or
Okay.
where the bookstores are, if there is multiple.
So you're gonna go to the Racist Tavern and see if they'll help you?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the
mean-
thing though. They're fucking racist.
This is the last. Let's hope for the best.
Well, wait. Yes, I have spells.
Okay.
Yes, we did rest before we got hit back.
Alright. Let's just do that real quick.
14.
Okay. So you are walking towards the Horseshoe Tavern when, seemingly from nowhere, guards have now surrounded you. Okay.
Oh god.
Meanwhile, back at the cathedral, you hear a
Toby.
loud commotion as guards come in through the front door.
Hey, Toby, did we ever pay that parking ticket?
No, you said you did it.
So the guards stopping Amaranth's crew hold up a hand, and there's several guards there. Each of them have their weapons at the ready, except for the one standing in the middle who's doing the talking. He holds up a hand and he goes, "Halt there! There's no reason for you to move at this moment. We're investigating.
Investigating what?
What?
There was a murder a few months ago. People by your description did it. Where were you 3 months ago?"
A murder of who?
Well, hold on a second. Don't even talk about that. But 3 months ago, that's not possible. We've only been here a couple of days. There was a murder of the cultists. A couple of them tried to kill us, and then
So you admit that it was you? That you killed the
No.
people in the church?
it was. No, we didn't kill anybody in the church. Did we kill anybody in the church?
Not in
There were
the
people-
church.
There were people who attacked us in the inn, and then it was cultists, and we then got it done by self-defense. And the captain of the guard knew this. You had a cultist issue.
The guard crosses his hands. We're not talking about the inn. We're talking about the church. Somebody killed a group of people in the basement of the church. Matching your description, you're the last one seen to go down there before the dead bodies were found.
Oh yeah, no, that was us, but that was self-defense. They were all.
Alright, you heard her. Arrest him.
You're not.
So,
What the fuck, Amaranth?
so the group then,
Hashtag.
the group of guards then surrounds Amaranth's group. What are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna fight the guards, or are you gonna let them take you?
I want to know what
Go on.
What's going on with the guards in the church?
It's different. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I will get to that scene in a moment.
Okay.
I have to, because you guys are in separate areas, I have to handle one thing at a time. It's happening simultaneously, but I'm doing one group at a time.
No, you need to do both groups simultaneously. Come on, you can do it.
Right? I just duplicate myself.
How do they even know this happened? That was like an extra planar
No, it wasn't.
portal.
We didn't get extra. Well, maybe.
The wall was an extra planar portal. Beyond it had to have been not the church.
Are you
Assumedly-
asking me out of game for an explanation of how it's possible?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have been gone for some period of time, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Cardinal Geo had time to return to the church, yes?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left. Who do you think reported the bodies?
Right.
The scullery maid.
Fucking asshole.
Okay, so
When I get my grubby little mitts on him, I'm gonna.
I promise you it is possible.
You say
I've
that
thought
for the
this
guards?
out for you. So are you guys going to go with the guards, or do you intend to fight the guards?
How many guards are there?
There's, I would say, 7 guards is probably how many is in this group. Yeah, 7 guards that you can see.
I don't want to fight people in the middle of town, especially if we're already being accused of murder. I don't think murdering guards in the middle of the day. In
Oh no,
public-
I'm
No, we're
I'm
innocent, that's why
considering
we're killing
different
guards.
options.
Okay.
I mean, my only other option is to go invisible and then just run away. At that point,
We're going to sacrifice Amaranth for the guards. And
no, you're not going to sacrifice me. I will just turn invisible, and you can go fuck yourselves.
I'm a monk, but I'm not that limber.
And you. No, I'm not going to go and try and fight the guards, but I am going to be like, I want the captain of the guard here now. You're not going to take me anywhere, but you will bring him here.
Okay, so you're going to try and stand your ground against them?
Yeah.
Okay. And
As little as possible in this house, please.
yeah, what they said. And in the meantime, I'm going to pull some guards into here. Boom, boom, boom.
Then we see them approach.
Let me just drop some guards into.
I
the
presume we've
church.
seen this partition of guards approach us.
Yes, you see them come in from the front entrance and the rear entrance. And they come to approach you in the center of the cathedral where you guys had gathered.
Well, I look at both Windar and Raynar, and before they get to us, and be like, "Well, this is going to be fun."
We
Yeah.
throw Raynar at the
So-
guards, and make our escape.
I will
We sacrifice Raynor.
I will pull them back like that. So you have a short moment because you can obviously see them approaching in the
Yeah.
cathedral. You have a short moment to decide if you're going to do anything. Or are you going to just wait for the guards to approach?
Yeah, I'd like to say I've said that's what I'm going to say to Raynar and Windsor, because it's just like, well, this is going to get interesting.
Okay. Yeah, so then
I don't know if Windsor wants to do anything, or Raynar. Raynar probably won't do anything because it's Raynar.
okay. Then let me go like this.
You doing
Okay.
anything, Windsor?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm probably faster than the guard, but there's no point.
Yeah.
Expeditious retreat.
All right, so you guys are standing in the main hall as the guards walk up to you. And again, they surround you. All of them have their weapons ready. They're not drawn, but you can see they're at the ready. And except for one guard who walks up, and he holds his hand and he goes, "Halt there! You're suspected of committing a murder."
My
Who
love,
exactly?
I have here for you.
The three of you. We have a description from a cardinal that says that you committed murders here in the church, and we have the bodies.
This cardinal. What was his name?
Cardinal Gio.
Ah, what a surprise. You might want to take us to your captain of guard.
So he kind of looks at his men and almost laughs a little bit. He goes, "That's fine. We were headed there anyway. Follow us."
Cool.
And so the guard surrounds you and escorts. It's clear that you're not like walking freely. You are being escorted by the guard.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to pull everybody here. So you're all being escorted by the guard towards there. Amaranth's group, they will also, again, respond to you saying that you want to see the captain. They'll say, "I don't care if you want the captain to come here. We need to go to him."
Petra's not been found.
I was going to say they haven't found Petra yet, but I
Yep,
haven't mentioned.
Petra has not been found. That is correct.
Oh, good. All our hopes of escape are on Petra's shoulders. We're screwed.
Tiny shoulders they are. She could lift in barrels though, so maybe if we're in a really high like prison, she can lift like loads of barrels up, and then we can climb down.
So, Amaranth, are you going to go with him, or...?
Yeah, I guess I'll go with them.
Okay. So, then your group as well is marched to the guard barracks, and you're brought inside, and you don't see the captain. But they start leading you down the hallway, down to a flight of stairs, and they kind of motion for you to go down the stairs with several guards in the back. Eventually, the two groups of you come together at this entryway, and they lead you down into what appears to be the prison. So the first thing that they do is they bring you into what appears to be an entryway of sorts. And you can see that there's a couple of people behind the counter, as well as a few guards that are down in this room, which very clearly you can tell is a booking area.
We all pretend Petra's not there.
Yes. Let me pull Petra off to the side here. Boop.
Are you wanting to change the soundscape as well? Because I presume the choir didn't follow us.
Yep, I have a soundscape for it. Don't worry. I'm getting there.
Faster! Schneller!
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
God,
Okay.
bad ambience.
Okay, so you are now down in the prisons. And the guards kind of not necessarily shove you, but urge you forward towards the counter. And as you approach, there's a late middle-aged woman standing there, and she just kind of hauls up this big book, and she goes, "Name!" And she just looks at the first person that she sees, and standing right in front of her, she sees Chobi, and she just waits for his name.
Captain.
And she goes to write that, and then she stops, and she goes, "Do I look like an idiot to you? What's your name?"
Captain.
She kind of looks at him again, looks at the book, looks at the guard. Guard shrugs. She writes Captain in the book, and she goes, "Next!" And she looks around, and she sees...
I'm not moving.
Do what?
I'm not moving.
Yeah, no, she hasn't told you to move. She went, "Next!" And then she just looked past you to see who else was there. And then she points at Windsor. "Name?"
Bill.
She writes down Bill, turns to Amaranth. "Name?"
Tiffany.
Writes that down. I love how all of you are lying your asses off. It turns to New. "Name?"
I thought we were coming to see the captain.
"That ain't your name, is it? Now what's your name?"
That's what I said, but apparently
No,
she
you
didn't
didn't
get
say
that
that.
idea.
Anybody wonder if the captain's still the captain? If the captain's the same captain after 3 months?
Well, I would have thought so. It's only been 3 months, apparently. I wouldn't have thought the captain of the guard would have changed that quickly.
Alright, so New loses 2 hit points.
What?
Ow, why?
Because the guard walks up behind her and smacks her in the back of the head and says, "Pay attention! She asked your name!"
And why exactly am I inclined to provide it?
Alright, so roll initiative. So she writes something down in the book next to where a name would normally go. And you can see that she writes a rather long sentence or paragraph. And she kind of grunts. And she turns to Raynor, asks his name. Obviously, he's not here to give it. I'm going to assume him being a cleric, he's not going to lie. However, everybody that lied, I need a deception check from.
Yay.
Technically, I didn't lie. I just didn't provide her the answer.
Yeah, whatever.
Bill's my middle name.
I didn't lie.
Fuck's sake!
So, next to where she wrote Tiffany, she also writes down another long little sentence there. You
Of all the things
don't
you
know
fucking
what she
roll.
wrote in the book.
Skanky tiefling, mute dumb dragonborn.
Alright, so Alright, let me see here. So,
Sorry, deaf dumb.
Toby said Captain.
Yep.
Amaranth said Tiffany. Windsor said Bill. Okay. New said nothing. And we will say Raynor just gave his name.
Yeah, Raynor will probably just give his name.
Yeah, he's...
Petra still has that coin, right?
Petra still has that coin, yes.
Good.
Okay, so while we're doing that, so now all of you are in the process of being booked. They are preparing a cell and everything for you, etc. But we're going to go back to Petra for a moment. What is Petra going to do?
Petra's just looking around confused. Like, why did the guards take them away? She thought they were on good terms, so she's going to, follow. Not super sneakily, but just kind of casually.
Okay, so she's just going to kind of like walk behind them going, What's going on? Is there a party or something? Is there food? Okay. Does she
No.
go into the building at all?
Well, it depends. What is around the building? What does the building look like?
It's a barracks. So it's a fortified building. It would look like, not necessarily a castle, but the same sort of large block
Does
structure.
it have like a wall around it?
Yes, it has a fortified wall around it.
She would just kind of peek around
Okay.
the wall.
Then I need a stealth check.
Oh boy. Not gonna go well.
Could be worse. You could be wearing heavy armor.
That's true.
16. Yeah, so there are a couple times where somebody glances in Petra's directions, but for the most part, being as small as she is, she's able to duck out of sight every time before they're able to actually catch any sort of glance at her. Now, that being said, for the rest of you, I'm going to move Raynor along here so that you guys can see it. The guards begin ushering you down the halls towards the cells. Are you
not
going to follow the ushering, or what's the plan?
I'm not moving.
You're not moving, okay? Windsor, what are you going to do?
That is a good question. Grab a tin can and start yelling, Attica! No, wait. I stand with Toby.
Okay, so two of you are refusing to move. What about Amaranth?
I'm gonna say, if they're trying to move us along and saying, "Look, we're here to see your captain. I'm not moving until I do."
Okay, New, what are you doing?
He's just gonna place her hand on her face and shake her head like, what the fuck is going on here?
Okay, so New's not gonna go
I
quietly.
suppose this is fucking happening, isn't it?
Okay, so Raynor usually follows the group, so we're gonna assume that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys refuse to move. The guard behind you, clearly getting annoyed by you guys thinking, that this is an optional thing. You've clearly been arrested. He goes, "Move along! You don't have much time."
Much time before what?
Much time before I get angry and I ring this bell here. And he thumbs towards a bell on the wall. I ring that, the armed guards come down. But then it's you versus the entire city guard. Now you either go to your cell and you wait, or I ring this bell.
And what about seeing the captain?
You'll have to wait. The captain's a busy man. He'll get around to it when he gets around to it.
In the meantime, we're just meant to sit and rot in ourselves for something we haven't done.
Haven't done. The one there, and he kind of just points his finger over Amaranth, already admitted she killed people in the church. The rest of you are with her, no?
No, we've never seen her before in our life.
Okay, deception check.
I just look at Amaranth.
I said it was self-defense. They attacked first.
He doesn't believe you. Because he was given a very good description of all of you. So
all orcs look alike to them. Come on.
Well, I wouldn't want to
You know
embarrass.
what's
I wouldn't
even
want
more
to
sad?
embarrass the city guard. I guess we better go.
The
with
guards
the
that took Toby, Raynor, and Windsor walked right past Petra.
Yeah, but Petra's small.
Yeah.
Okay.
We best not embarrass the city guard then. So we better go to the cell.
Okay, so you guys are choosing to go...
Well, that's what I would say to the rest of the group.
Okay. Also...
Whether the rest of the group want to act, that's up to them.
So...
But I say that blatantly to the guard's face as well.
Okay. He's clearly not bothered by your comment.
Yep.
Being that he's used to arresting people that are drunk and belligerent and things like that, he's not fazed by petty insults. But he's clearly losing patience with having to usher you guys along.
Mhm.
So, Toby's semi-willing to go. Is Windsor willing to go at this point, or still standing?
Yeah,
there?
might as well. Yeah, relent.
Okay. Amaranth?
Yes. I'm not happy with it. But if everyone else is going to do it, I don't see the point in fighting a losing battle.
Okay.
There's no point trying to fight an entire city guard.
That's why I said fighting a losing battle.
Okay, so in that case, follow Raynor's token. The guards are leading you down the hallway. You go through a first locked gate door, and then as you progress down the hallway, you come to another one, and then finally a much larger third one, at which point you go through and you enter in the cells area. Now, I'm going to move each of you to your individual cells. So, Toby will be moved. Oop, that's too far. Into this cell here. Because they're not stupid and they're not putting everybody in the same cell. Windsor will be in this cell.
Oh, no, they are
yeah.
kind of stupid. They didn't take anything off us.
Need to be there. Alright, so Amaranth is going, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will move Amaranth this way.
We'll move the rest of the group.
Let me move you like this so that you get the proper...
The rest of the group were all moving in.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah, you weren't watching.
No.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the shower scene. Drop the soap on Amaranth. Okay.
Correct. Okay, so now you are all in your individual cells. Each door gets locked. Nice and tight. They rattle it to make sure it doesn't open. And they go, "You can wait there. The captain will be down eventually." And off they go. Now, I'm going to pull up the calendar here. It takes about 4 hours, but the captain does eventually come down. He goes to the front counter because he heard that prisoners were requesting him. And he asks who exactly is requesting to speak to him.
Before the captain gets here, I want to know, like, if there's guards, like, I don't know, patrolling or where the nearest one that I can see is, and if I could silently prepare a spell.
You can always silently attempt to prepare a spell. There are guards that do patrol. I've got a couple just tokens positioned in the hallway there. But yes, there is a patrol. It comes by about every 15 minutes.
So Niu would 4 hours, she would eventually be able to see, okay, they come by every so often. She'd wait for one to pass, leave, and then prepare her spell.
May
Okay.
I be reminded who gave the coin and what they said their name was?
Well, if you pass a history check, sure.
This is why you write things down, Petra.
Yeah, let's try it, I guess.
Mind like a steel
Ooh,
trap.
you lucky bitch.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Yeah, so the person that you saved was, let me see. I believe it was Ironwood. It was the Ironwoods. You saved a noble woman from the Ironwoods family.
Well, that would be easy to remember for Petra, because they're just
Yeah,
fucking
Boulder Woods.
It's literally just a different, kind of rock.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nobody knows.
everybody is sitting in the prison except for Petra. What is Petra going to be doing for the 4 hours?
Nobody knows my sorrow.
Petra's just kind of gonna be looking around for everyone, making sure They
Okay.
are all indeed gone before.
Okay, so just
doing
wandering around the
anything.
city?
Yeah.
Okay, then I want you to roll just a d20 real quick. And then if you roll higher than me, then you won't get caught by a random guard. Which you did not. So, so as you're wandering
Well.
around town, you do eventually bump into a guard that goes, "Oi, you there! Yeah, you! Come here."
Why?
And he starts walking towards you. He goes, "You with that group, ain't you? With
What
the
group?
demon lady,
Demon lady.
I am a tiefling. How dare you?
the demon
Petra
and
just-
the lizard person."
Yeah, she's no lady.
Petra just
You
kind of looks
are.
at him confused. Demon? Lizard?
Big, tall, red woman, big horns. He pulls up a wanted poster with Amaranth's face on it, and then he pulls up another one that's got Petra's face and name on it, and goes, "This is you, right? I need you to come with me."
This you.
Why?
This looks like you.
Because you're suspected of committing murder.
Committing murder?
That's what it said. Now, if you come with me,
I don't remember a murder.
Okay, well, come with me and we'll get it sorted out.
She gives him she kind of side eyes, squints her eyes and looks up at him while kind of leaning back huh?
Keep in mind, he is in a guard's uniform. That is clearly the city guard uniform.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is some random guy walking up to her. And having a history in the guard, it's likely that she would be more inclined to follow him. Just a heads up. But yeah,
He's
so
just confused.
yeah, so he's just like, just come with me so we can get this straightened out.
Okay. Question. What kind of details does the picture have?
It's I would say
What is...
it's got a picture of essentially your face, a small necklace on it, and that you're a halfling, so to speak. It's basically a bust image.
What is on the necklace?
It's got everything except for the Rex on it, because obviously you didn't have the Rex pieces on it before.
She looks at the picture. This is missing the thing here. And she points at the Rex tooth.
And he looks at it and he goes, "Looks the same to me. Look, we've already got your friends. Just come with me."
She shakes her head and just follows.
Okay. So then Petra is escorted to the jail as well. Upon entering the jail, obviously you come down. There's the lady at the front, and she goes, "Name?"
Petra.
So she writes Petra's name down, and she escorts and then one of the guards escorts Petra to a cell. So if Petra...
Wait.
Yes?
What about... I got this coin from some lady back in, I don't remember. But she said Ironwoods are with me, I guess? She holds up the coin.
And the lady looks at it, looks at you, and she goes, "That's nice, move along." She has no idea who you're talking about. So they move you along. So if you'll follow the pings that I'm going to do for you.
I can't move.
You can't move.
No. There we
no.
go.
Okay. So here.
Yeah.
Just move along. This way. This way. Perfect. Okay. And then you will be locked in this cell here. Perfect. Okay. So,
no.
at that point, you are all officially in there. Time passes. The captain comes down, and he goes to look at the logs to see who the hell is asking for him, right? So he's going through it, and he's like, I don't recognize any of these names. Who the Captain. Tiff. And then he looks at the note next to Tiff. And clearly a fake identity, blah, blah, blah. You know, then it's got like a short description, and he kind of rubs his chin. And then he looks Bill. No answer, but there's a description about new. And then there's Raynor, and then there's Petra. And he recognizes Petra's name because she hurt his wallet.
Yes, she did.
And so because he recognized Petra's name, he does actually come down to you guys. Let me pull him up. So the captain does come down, and he comes to talk specifically with Petra, and he goes, I thought you guys were dead.
No, we went to the basement thing of the big church, the big building. She kind of opens her arms wide to show big building. And then I went through a wall. And we fought people.
He kind of nods as he's listening, and he's like, okay. Unfortunately, we've got bodies. It looks like you guys may go down for murder.
They attacked us first. I got hurt really badly. And she kind of just like clutches the Rex tooth.
And he's like, well, unfortunately, you're going to have to convince the judge of that.
Can any of us hear this, by the way?
You, Raynor, and New can. The other two are too far away.
So we're to understand that despite him being the captain of the guard, he has no power to release us.
He's only the captain of the guard. He's not a judge. He's not anything other than just the captain of the guard. He's essentially just a guard dog. He keeps the other guard dogs in line. But as far as releasing people, who gets arrested, who gets sentenced, etc., there's a whole judicial system. That's like being surprised a police chief can't just let you go when you've committed a crime.
So then,
I beg to differ on that one.
well,
If we can prove our innocence, will you release us?
He turns to you. Well, of course I will.
I was going to say, is there anything else that he can do for us? Because we didn't do it.
And he turns to look at Amaranth and he goes, Do you have any kind of proof that you didn't kill these people?
I've got names of the person, of the liches, the Shadowfingers, the cultists that you guys are trying to look for.
And he's like, he's scratching his head. He's like, unfortunately, that doesn't prove that you didn't kill somebody to get those names. And then he kind of looks around at the other cells and he goes, I'll tell you what, the judge is an old friend of mine. I'll talk to him. Maybe he'll see reason.
I didn't kill anyone.
You guys
Not-
definitely did.
We did kill
That
people,
should-
but it was
We did-
self-defense.
You didn't let me finish. If I didn't kill anyone on purpose, why would I do that? And then Petra just kind of starts spiraling. She has, her anxiety has shot up from
She
50% to 100%.
starts
didn't
thinking
kill anybody,
back to
didn't
Welton. Starts thinking back to Welton. I was the murderer. Oh. So does anybody else want to say anything to the captain before he goes?
Fuck, do I want to cast the spell? Do I think this is going to help?
Petra looks at him. Can I get food? I don't care, but it is roadkill. I don't fucking care. Just get me food.
He kind of chuckles and he goes, I don't know that they have enough food here to feed you, but I'll see what I can do. He turns and he begins walking away
So,
towards the other cells to go talk to Windsor and then to Toby. So he goes to walk past New. Is New going to do whatever it is that New's going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So she'll stop him and be like, listen.
And he kind of just stops and turns, goes, yes?
We were attacked by cultists.
And he nods.
Wait, meta question quick. What do I have to do to trigger the spell?
What spell?
Like, it's suggestion. I'm going to suggest something to him.
Okay.
Like, I prepared it already, so theoretically I shouldn't need to do, like, the incantation or anything. I should just be able to cast it, right?
Yes. So if you ready to spell, it's essentially ready to just fire off at a moment's notice. So if you spent this whole time preparing it, and then you're just, like, ready to on it, then yeah, you can. So you're going to use suggestion. What are you suggesting?
I'm going to tell him, we were attacked by these cultists in the basement of the church. Presumably, somehow, you were convinced that they were not cultists, and that somebody fitting our description murdered them. You do not believe this, and you want to release us.
Suggestion's one word, isn't it?
Up to a couple sentences.
Is it? Let me double check.
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two, and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you.
Okay, yep.
Creatures...
Blah, blah, blah. Can't hurt itself, etc.
You're thinking of command.
That's right. I was thinking of command. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, suggestion could be a bit longer.
Okay. And then let me see. Suggestion.
You have to make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, they pursue the course of action.
Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. That is, and it's against your spell save DC.
Wisdom saving throw. The target must make wisdom saving. It doesn't say. It just says the target must make a wisdom saving throw on a
it's
failed
against your
save.
spell DC.
Yes,
Okay. Which is
second level
15.
spell.
Which he fails. So you said to let you guys go, right?
I said he does not believe that we are the people he's looking for, and he should let us go. Yes.
Okay. So you said that, and he already agreed with you prior to you casting the spell. Because he knows from prior knowledge that you guys weren't bad people, that you guys weren't attempting to do anything terrible. But the other part of that, he should release you and let you go, he absolutely agrees with that. But he doesn't unlock the doors because you said he should do it. You didn't actually tell him to do it. Which I don't believe. Let me double check real quick. I want to read this verbatim because I don't want to be a douchebag. Let me see. It doesn't say that it follows it exactly. So
says it pursues the course of action you described to the best of its ability. The suggested course of action can continue
Yeah,
for the
I'll say
entire
that-
duration.
I'll say that the way that you said it does work. So, what he does is he unlocks all of your cells, and then he just goes about his business. So all of your cells are now unlocked. He has released all of you. He let all of you go. However, he has not told the guards that you have been released. He just released you.
I would assume that any one of the others would have a chance to question this since he'd have to open their doors.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just getting straight out.
So, as he approaches each of your doors, he walks up and he unlocks it, pulls it open, and then walks away. As he is walking out of the building, you see him, just walking past everybody. You guys are welcome to step out of your cells. However, I do not promise that you are safe to do so. I saw Amaranth step back.
I cannot step out of myself.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, I mean, the
Get open the
struggle
door.
is that
I mean,
I
I'm
can-
presuming they took away everything that Petra could use to get out, so Petra would just
They
be like,
did not take anything from you.
no.
At this point, you guys were detained, not necessarily like criminals. You're being held for court later today. But you are welcome to try to escape. I'm sure that'll go well in court.
As he's walking back by from releasing Toby, I'm just gonna be like, so we're free to go then?
Petra's gonna be like looking for food.
And how long did suggestion last?
Until the course of action has been done.
Yeah, so he...
Or up to 8 hours.
Yep, so he looks at you, very confused, and he goes, You shouldn't be. Why are you out of your cell?
Invisibility spell now.
I'll go back in a minute.
See,
I just need
he
food.
went and he released you guys, and then he was leaving. But now that you caught his attention and he's done his action, the spell is no longer taking effect.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Petra
Don't say anything
Petra
after.
just-
I mean,
Go
technically,
on, Petra.
Petra's just like, I'm just trying to look for food. I'll go back in a minute. She's still very, very anxious because of the thought that she is a murderer.
This is why
And-
you don't say anything after a suggestion spell. You just go there, and then you just walk out.
Yep. So that being said, because you called attention to the fact that you were now out of your cell,
You
he
just
called...
released us.
Yes,
Yeah, but
but
you
he did it against his will.
And
He
you
doesn't
then
know
ask him
that.
a question.
Doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that, but he also knows that you guys are being charged with a crime. You told him that he believes that you're innocent and that he's not looking for you, and you told him to release you. He believes you are innocent, but that doesn't mean that you can just walk away from the court. Even if he thinks you're innocent, you still have a court scheduled, and you're still detained. Innocent or
Petra's
not
literally
is
just looking for food.
completely irrelevant at that point. And then also
Do that.
he knows, that you're supposed to be in your cells. He released you because he was suggested to. But now that you've drawn attention to the fact that you're out of your cell, he's just very confused as to why you're out of your cell.
Petra's just as confused, but she's hungry, so she doesn't care.
He kind of just puts his hands out, almost like a calming thing, and he's like, okay, look, I know you don't want to be here, I get it, but trust me, okay? This is the best thing we can do. Wait out and just talk to the judge at the very least. At the very least, try to state your case, because if you walk out of here, or if you try to escape, you'll be fugitives of the state.
Well, this country, but not the other ones. And that's
That
all
is
I'm
absolutely
thinking.
true.
I'm staying in my cell because I'm just waiting because I know that the smart thing to do is to go to the judge, but I can't tell anyone else that because I'm not near anyone else. So
And
I'm staying
as
here.
Toby is just hanging out in his cell, the person in the cell next to him goes, "Psst, hey, if you get my door open, I know a way out of here. They'll never catch us."
They always catch you, you dumbass.
Are you kidding? This is what I do for a living. Smuggle people out the cells.
Cool. Good for you.
And how long will it take for the judge to come here to do whatever he has to do?
The judge doesn't... Well, I suppose you're asking him.
I'm asking him.
He goes, well, your court's scheduled for about an hour from now. If you can wait that long, at least you can see him.
Petra just finally remembers she has food in her fucking bag, so she goes back to her cell.
I'm fine.
She closes it herself. And then yells over to the guy, "Come lock this! It's not locked!"
So he comes back over and he relocks that cell. Alright, so is anybody going to attempt to escape at this point?
Petra's gonna lay under the hay.
Okay. Okay, because there's the option to escape with the smuggler dude. If you want to
Well,
attempt
the only one who's aware of that is Toby.
Yes. But the other... everybody is free to move around at this point. You guys are out of your cells. Except for
With the
Petra.
exception of Petra.
Except for Petra, who's like, hey, lock me back up. I got food. I'm good.
I mean, she literally told him that. She's like, "I'm just looking for food."
Not to mention there's at least 2 other gates we'd have to get through.
And Petra eats through the rest of the bread and meat, salted meats she has. So that is no more of those. She eats 19 fucking loaves of bread. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so that being said, I'm guessing everybody's waiting for court.
Yep.
I really
Short
don't
rest.
want to wait for court. I'd rather just leave, to be honest.
Yeah, if you guys can short rest, you absolutely can. Amaranth, if you want to try to walk around, you certainly can. But if you bump into any guards, that is on you.
Cool.
I'm just gonna fucking wait.
Okay, what I will do instead...
But Petra ate 19 pieces of bread with no problem.
Just look at what I want to do.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I was thinking of maybe... I see, but the trouble is, it's like nobody else is escaping. And I'm very much in the attitude of, I don't see the point of however long this is going to take. We don't know how long this court case is going to take. Do we really have time to waste knowing for well we've already wasted 3 months of this of our time?
Got someplace else to go?
You don't know that yet, though.
We do know that.
You don't know that.
You don't know
Amaranth does
that.
not know that.
Yeah, Amaranth isn't necessarily aware of how much time, I don't believe.
Well, no, we do, because when they arrested us, they said you were accused of murder, of murdering those...
That's true. That
those
she knows. So
people
she
3
knows that it
months
was
ago.
approximately 3 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know for a fact that we've been gone for approximately 3 months. We don't know how long this court thing is going to take. Do I really want to waste more time in a jail cell waiting for something that we don't know the answer to? But the trouble is if everybody else is going to go, well, I want to wait, then I'm not going to be the only one who's going to leave. That's the only issue.
You can go invisible.
I don't think it's a good idea to try and go past the other guards. Like, the captain, one thing. The other guards probably won't like it.
They won't know by the time I'm gone.
There you go.
Did you just lock my jail cell? But if everyone's going to stay, then I guess we're going to stay. It sucks, so don't have you better, we'll just do it. And if I need to escape, well, then escape.
Yep. You can always attempt to escape later. You already know that your court is literally in an hour. So at this point, the most you're wasting is 2 hours. An hour to wait for the court and an hour to spend in court.
Cool. I'll just wait that time.
Okay, then...
Petra, like, literally buried herself in the fucking hay. She's just sleeping.
Then about an hour passes by, and you see that the guards have begun to line up and escort all of you out of your cells. And they all kind of...
as to why the
Yeah, they're
doors are
confused as to
locked?
why several of them are unlocked. Like, they go to unlock it, and they end up locking it in the process. And then they unlock it, and they're very confused. And they just kind of shrug it off, open the door, because you're still in there, so they're not too worried about it. But then they all escort you directly out. I'll move Raynor so you guys can see where you're headed. So you're all escorted directly to the main giant, almost portcullis there. And you're led into what appears to be a courtroom. And you walk in, you see that there are a few guards and what appears to be a nobleman sitting behind a rather tall desk. And
That
as
thing's
you
like a
walk in,
fucking building to Petra.
yeah, it's basically a new building to Petra. But you know, he's up there towering above you, and he kind of looks over, and he goes, and he pulls up his book and he starts flipping through it to find it, and he goes, "Y'all stand accused of murder. What say you?"
Not guilty? Well, that's what I say. Everyone
Yeah,
else-
Yeah, I'm waiting for everybody else.
Yeah, not
Not guilty.
Everybody's just saying not guilty.
Not guilty.
I
Due to self-defense.
And he kind of leans his head back and scratches his chin and he goes, "Self-defense, you say? How is it self-defense to kill innocent people in the basement of a church?
They weren't innocent.
Do you have any
Well,
proof?"
Well, where's the person? Yeah, I was going to say, where's the eyewitness who
Yeah.
charged? Who's accused? Where's our accuser?
We have a written, sworn statement by Cardinal Gio himself. One of the greatest cardinals that we've ever had.
Gio's the one that hurt me.
He was the one that had the black portal around him and the black book and was casting a bunch of satanic stuff.
And he, as soon as you said, you know, a bunch of satanic stuff, he kind of recoils and he goes, "How dare you talk about the Father like that?"
So is he beyond reproach then?
And kind of thinks about it and scratches his chin. He goes, "Nobody's above the law."
Did anyone else even see the supposed murdered people, the dead bodies?
Well, of course we did. We saw all the bodies. Murdered in
Mhm.
cold blood.
And if you were to go back and try and examine the scene of said supposed crime, what would happen now?
Well, it's been cleaned. But we saw it. Right down there at the foot of the stairs, several dead bodies.
What are the stairs?
What of the
I went.
stairs?
No, they were through a wall. I walked through it.
And he kind of looks at Petra in surprise and he goes, "Through a wall?
Yeah,
Are
It-
you
I-
mad?"
I thought I was gonna bump into it too. I thought I was mad.
He kind of scratches his chin and he goes, "Okay, so you're telling me you can walk through walls then?"
Can't just walk through any wall, but they were talking. She gestures to you and Amaranth. They were talking about the wall, and we're like, "Why is this wall so blank?" So I was like, "Okay, well, fuck it," and I walked through it. And then I was in some other room, and they followed me. I
gonna
don't
go-
remember.
I'm
I
gonna
don't-
cut off Petra and be like, "That's nice. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're helping us." But I'll try and support you here. Okay, I'm just like pat her on the back and be like, "Yep, you've done a good job. Well done."
Somebody give her a biscuit to shut her
Petra,
up.
Petra shoots a glare at Amaranth.
When was the last time you guys saw us?
He kind of looks confused. He goes, "Well, I've never seen you."
When was the last time we were reported to be seen?
He kind of looks confused. He goes, "Do I look like a city watchman to you?"
No, but you are here to watch it for our court case, so you would have those dates. If you don't have those dates in front of you, then I'm not too sure why we're here in court without all the evidence provided.
We have the day of the murder.
So what date was that?
That would have been Kythorn 8th.
So from Kythorn 8th up until Elias 15th, we have been missing. We went into a church. We did not leave the church because no eyewitnesses saw us leave the church. But somehow we ended up 3 months later in the exact same. Well, half of us ended up in the exact same spot we were. And you think that makes sense that we walked into town, missing all the guards, but ended up all the way in the church?
The 8th of Kythorn?
I think it was the 8th.
It wasn't it like the 20th
It
or
was-
something?
It was like the 18th or 19th or something.
Yeah, but
It was
18th, 19th.
something in there. Just
Um,
pretend I said the correct date. I don't
There's
remember
no
exactly.
tavern in the town. Get him.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you saw us on the 18th. We had cultists try and murder us, which your captain of the guard then investigated. We ended up going into the church. That was the last time we were seen, where you apparently saw the murders. And from then until now, we have gone missing, but somehow we've come back to the scene of the crime where we were and suddenly appeared in the church. Half of us appeared in the church or leaving the church. Does that make sense to you that somehow we would walk past all these guards from outside of town into town to walk back into the scene of the crime?
And he kind of chuckles for a minute. And, actually, give me a persuasion check. Let me get a persuasion check first. I don't want to be a railroady person. I want a persuasion check. Okay. Yeah. all right. So he leans back and he thinks about it for a minute.
Go hammer it!
And then he sits down and he starts flipping through everything. And he's reading over the case notes and things like that. Obviously, he's rereading to catch up on everything. And then he kind of waves somebody over and you see what appears to be some sort of assistant or something. And he starts pointing at the pages, discussing things with his assistant. And he goes, "All right, well, what you say makes a lot of sense. For now, we're going to say that you're not guilty. However, if I find out that you're committing crimes and murders in my town, we're going to revisit this, just in case."
By all means, that's absolutely fine.
And he gets his gavel up and you hear a clack, clack as he slams it down, banging on the desk. And then he waves over one of the guards and he goes, "See them out." And with that being said, the guard walks over. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. The guard walks over and he begins to escort you out of the building because you guys are now free to go. Congratulations, you got away with murder.
Manslaughter, thank you very much.
Yep, manslaughter, my bad.
It was not murder, because I didn't intentionally murder people. And I'm walking there fucking smugly as fuck.
As far as we know, Amaranth killed them to use as food.
Hey,
And cannibal.
you know what? I'm okay with that.
Okay. So you guys walk out of the prisons, and you are back out in the daylight of Torios.
And I would have escaped perfectly if I chose to, but I still picked the domestic poacher. Shut up.
Yeah, somebody's been watching way too much Law and Order UK.
I don't even have law and order.
All right.
Yeah,
we
they do. It's called
sacrifice
Law and Order
Amaranth.
UK with Bambi. Bambi.
Yeah, it's Law and Order UK.
Bambi. What the hell's his name? Jamie Bambi.
Jamie Bamba?
No, is it?
Yeah, Jamie Bamber.
Anyway, we're going on a waffle.
Yeah, he was also in Battlestar Galactica. The radio.
Yeah.
Right. Well, knowing for a while that we've been gone for 3 months, I feel like we should go back to where we saw the Rose Guard and maybe give him an update with what's happened.
Well, that's going to take us a long time to get there. Let's be honest.
Yeah. That's...
Can we get the captain of the guard here to send a message back to the Rose Guard for us?
You could certainly try.
Is the Civil War still happening?
But the Civil War?
Oh, sorry, the war between
Not-
the two countries, sorry.
Not
Yeah, between Puertia and Byralia, you
Mhm.
would have to talk to somebody that's up to date on
Cool.
current events.
Affairs.
But yeah, I mean, like, what we need to do is send a message
Oh, the
back.
news
'Cause we
corner.
don't want to be keeping going all the way back to the captain of the guard, telling him, and then going to the next point, because that's going to take ages to do things.
True, but we're gonna have to most probably go back to the Fundinian Empire because for us to go back to get to all the other 3 spots that we know they were from, we have to get to Orodnia and the Principality of Furia. I don't know how to say that one. Don't ask me to say that one.
I don't think it's a good idea to try sending this type of sensitive information through any kind of post, even if it is through the captain of the guard here.
It's the
Okay, so-
Principality of Fiara Tiso.
Yeah,
Cool.
reality.
So, do we want to try and get another boat again and go back? Because that seemed to be the safest route. As much as I hate boats.
Well, do we think that we have anything left to find here? Like, we saw that lich.
But we don't know
But-
where we saw him, technically.
True.
It wasn't that far out of town.
Yeah, but
We
it
didn't
actually
come back
was
to
not
town
there.
through a portal.
Yeah, you came back to town through the woods.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
but
least that we think
presumably
of.
we were
Oh, but where
transferred
was it?
across plains upon defeating the T-Rex and the Lich.
Petra doesn't
fucking
know that.
off.
No, but that's
Yeah,
what
but
we were
I'm
explaining.
news explaining.
Oh.
Yes. Now we're going to explain to Petra time dilation.
Now, Einstein's theorem is a very crucial part of this you need to understand. And
She didn't
Toby
understand that it
will,
was a dimensional door, so why is she going to understand?
Explain our
about-
portal.
We'll have to start with
Not a
basic
dimensional door.
trigonometry. No.
Okay, we'll
Right,
do
okay.
trigonometry first, right? Yeah, cool, it's fine. Now, you see this apple?
No, she doesn't see that apple because the moment you pulled it out, she had already eaten it.
Yeah,
That
true.
is
That's...
true.
Yeah, she bit your
Do you
hand
see
off. in
this
the
apple?
process,
Where's
too.
the apple?
I do want to go to. I still want to go to a bookstore, which was what I was originally going to do. That was the plan.
Why are you going to the bookstore?
That's where the
Names
books
of
are.
For the names of the liches. That was my original plan.
Yeah,
before I got-
she wants to investigate the liches.
Okay, cool. That's probably a good thing to do. I don't mind following her to do
Yeah.
that.
Also,
Give it a hand.
I just say Petra ate all her bread and salted meat, which she has 19 loaves of bread and 3 salted meat.
So she should be fine then for the moment.
Yeah.
For the
Well, there you
record, I had a whole prison break thing for you guys.
Yeah, I know. And then we just go, no, we just got Amaranth the Nat 20.
Yep.
So
I mean,
fuck you.
hey, you know that's how it goes. I'm glad that it worked out in such an amusing way. You just, it's literally the meme where it's like, I literally saw you not 2 moments ago. Murder that man in cold blood. Nothing you can say will convince me otherwise. So what are your last words? I didn't, do it. Very well. Let him go.
Let him go.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was very much looking forward to the prison break. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a prison break. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I want to escape prison and be on the wrong side of the law. And then I was just like, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The logical side of Amaranth came out.
Yeah, I literally had like a shady smuggler dude that was gonna help you guys get out of the city and everything, but that's fine. Okay,
That's
bookstore.
fine. That's fine. Just fuck my plans over. I don't
I know, I'm so
Sure.
sorry.
I'm honestly, it's kind of exciting for me because
Welcome to being a DM. Where you
Exactly.
have this well-crafted plan, and you think, yeah, they're going to have to do this, and then
yeah,
the
and then
whole
you
party
just
goes,
shit
nah.
all over it. But that's
No.
fine.
That's
Yay,
welcome to being a
me.
DM. It's great fun.
If,
All right.
if
So
worse
what's
comes-
the plan to look for a bookstore?
I'll help Amarith look for a bookstore.
So was new.
Yeah, new will help. I mean, I don't know
Okay.
if anyone else wants to help us or whether they want to go to a tavern and rest up. I don't know. Up to them.
he's gonna drag Petra along.
Yeah, we should probably just stick together for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Make it easier for the guards to find us.
Or attempt to drag Petra along as she, like, steadfastly stands still and you can't move her because strength scores.
I was gonna say I could just see you bringing her into the tavern and holding her up, and her going, "Where's the nearest bookstore?" Like hiding behind her, like she's a shield, because you knowing for well that the tavern people don't like you.
I feel like that'd be more scary to see someone cowering behind somebody so small.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know. So, I will say, look, we can go to the tavern, but I'm not going in there. So now we have other people. Does anybody else want to go in there and try and find us the nearest bookstore?
We can ask
Especially-
Petra if she's ever ridden a dragon before. Anyways,
For God's sake. Especially knowing for well that we have just been arrested for murder.
Well,
Ask on
anymore.
the town guard that's there. 'Cause
yeah,
it's not
we can
really
ask Toby or Raynor to go in there. Both of them are long-winded, so we have more time for a short rest.
I mean, I short rested while we were waiting for the court.
So, can I just ask one of the guard that are posted outside this building, like where's the
Also-
nearest bookstore?
as New
Absolutely.
tries to
Cool.
as
That's
New
all
tries to drag Petra along, Petra will just climb onto New's shoulders.
Look, Petra's riding a dragon. Yay, dragon! I'm not a dragon muffin.
So what does the guard say?
He says he knows exactly where a bookstore is.
Cool.
So he kind of tells you, oh, well, you go down the street, and just take a right here, and then when you see this, blah, blah, blah. And eventually he tells you, exactly where in the trade district to go to.
Cool.
So there's a little shop that, he pointed out. I'm assuming everybody's just going to immediately go there, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
we say thank you to the guard, Thomas.
Gonna sightsee on the way there, see if there's any other interesting looking shops that we might hit afterwards.
I like how New's unbothered by Petra sitting on her shoulders.
New's probably like hanging onto Petra's ankles to keep not just Petra stable but herself because oh wait, what's New's strength score? It's not high, I can tell you that much. 12.
If you go to inventory, he'll tell you how much you can carry. So
Is the soundscape crackling to you?
It is slightly, yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, Petra's also got her backpack with presumably 27
Petra
gallons of food.
is-
yeah, the music's starting to crack up too.
Yeah, the music's
Petra
starting to
is
crackle.
38 pounds, and she is currently carrying
I just changed the music.
153.4 pounds.
It's still crackly.
Is it?
153.4?
Yep.
Shit. What do you have that's that heavy?
A lot of things.
Okay, well, then we know that that's not the best plugin. I'll look into more options. Another...
It was fine for a while, but then
Oh,
all
yeah,
of a sudden it just went crackly. And then
Yeah,
it
probably.
Use-
Probably memory.
another option might be for us to use Sirenscape. That's something we can talk about later, though.
Okay,
New's struggling.
just always
154 pounds plus what she's carrying plus Petra is definitely over the 210 she can carry.
Okay,
Petra can carry 240.
so we're gonna have to go without music and stuff for a little while, but at least now
Rip.
we know. That being said, so you guys know exactly where to go for the bookshop. So I'm assuming you all go in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk in, and it's a rather large but very disorganized bookshop.
Son of a bitch.
So you walk in, and there are just scrolls and books and things just piled up and just essentially thrown onto shelves all over the place.
You hear one of the managers yell at the clerk, Dewey, I thought I told you to organize this place.
I know you just said it's disorganized, but meta information. So Niu's immediately going to try and check and see if it's organized by any possible manner that she might recognize and be able to use that to find what they would be looking for.
Okay. Investigation.
While she's investigating, Windsor goes up to the store clerk or owner or whatever.
Wow, that fucking store is a mess.
Well
yeah,
done.
yeah, that store is far above and beyond you.
Petra will look at you. What are we looking for?
I think, it's Amaranth, so we think we're looking for how to cook humans in Abyssal.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Petra will call over. Comedic retract.
I can just imagine Petra sitting on top of Niu's shoulders talking to this random store person. Yeah, so our tiefling friend here is looking for a book in Abyssal on how to cook people?
I can't even read Abyssal.
Petra doesn't know that. Petra knows absolutely very little about any of you guys other than you fight good.
Well, we have this book that's how to serve humans. Cold, in a stew, roasted, no.
Petra's not human.
You're a small human.
You're
Humanoid.
a humanoid, metahuman.
Anywho, I'm gonna go in and walk away from the conversation about people trying to get me to eat people.
Okay.
I'm trying. What am I gonna try and look for?
I'm sure there's a proprietor. You could probably ask.
Seeing that the place is a giant fucking mess, Niu's gonna try and find, like, a clerk or something to, inquire as to where they might find books on
You struggling
magical
to walk.
creatures.
You struggling to
and
walk at the same
beings.
time.
You said you're looking for a clerk to find.
Yeah, whoever's, like, I don't know if I assume for buying the books because it's a store, not a library. So.
You see two clerks. One that introduces himself as Jay, and the other is Silent Bob.
Wow, that is an
Petra
old reference.
I'm an old person.
That is an old you just dated yourself hard.
The funny thing is, I've never seen the movie.
Damn.
Petra didn't even lie about her name. She
Yeah.
doesn't. She wasn't there with the group when they lied about it.
Okay,
There's
so you
another
look
store
around.
across the way, Clerks 2, that's burning down right now.
So you look around. You try to find any sort of clerk or anybody that works there, but you don't see anybody.
All right, free books.
Mm-hmm.
I should have gone way in the
Let
shadow.
me get an investigation check from anybody who's looking for the clerk.
I'm not looking for the clerk. I'm looking for
I'm
the
looking.
around liches.
I mean, I can help you look for it.
But you're gonna look for a lich book. You're gonna look for it. Like, it's gonna be all bones and such. Like El Licho Buco.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
So Niu notices a really odd book sitting in the middle of the table. And upon further inspection, you realize the book is the clerk.
Do we have to pet it so it stops trying to bite us?
So as you approach the book, it kind of props itself up and all the pages flip open, and written on the pages, it just says, "How can I help you?" in every language.
Don't write in it. Don't write in it.
God, it's a book mimic. Is it gonna eat me? No.
Right, the book is okay.
Niu's gonna look at it somewhat confused, and
The warlock is confused by the magical object.
I know,
Yes.
right?
listen. She's not a fucking, like,
Warlock?
book. It's a book.
Yeah, I have demons
You're
talking
supposed
to me
to
at night
read
in my
books?
sleep, but I've got a book talking to me? Dear God. What is this witchcraft?
You're
Petra
supposed to read books.
Petra will just kind of blink
I'm
for a
still
second.
reading. It's
Is
just
there...
interactive.
Are there dinosaur books?
Over in the children's section.
So Petra asks for dinosaur books.
Yep.
So the pages just flip past just a, and then you see it opens up to a page where there's a picture of a pile, and certain books in that pile are highlighted in a different colored ink. And a quick glance around, you realize that it's showing you a specific pile off to your left and highlighting books that are in that pile.
All right. Let me guess. The clerk's name is Kindle.
Well, I guess that answers that question. I was worried I was going to have to like start writing in this book to make it know what I
Anybody's
wanted.
Petra
anybody's
just-
going to write in books, it'll be Amaranth. Come on.
Petra
Yeah.
looks between the page and the pile of books, trying to figure out which books are there.
It's like one of those what's different between the two pictures things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now,
She-
seeing how this magic book clerk thing works, New will be like, okay, do you have any books about liches? Specifically very old and powerful liches.
And
Let's go
again,
with the
the
five
pages
fingers.
flip, but this time they flip, and they seem to keep flipping, as if there was more pages in the book than there should be, and it just keeps flipping, and the pages, as they're flipping, are getting older and older, and eventually it stops, and it just opens up, and you see that there's a scroll, there's a picture in front of you, and there's a scroll that's tucked away on a shelf, and if you look at the image and kind of look around, you can see that it's definitely in the back corner off to one side. There's a scroll up on the wall, and then the ink that's around the scroll is a slightly different color as opposed to everything else on the image, and then it flips the page and it shows that there's another book on a shelf nearby as well.
Petra will go to find the dinosaur books.
Of
Alright,
course you will.
New's gonna go collect this book and scroll
Okay.
and see what
What's
she
Amaranth
finds.
doing during all this?
She's looking for books and stuff like that on lectures. So she's
Just
been
searching
looking around.
manually?
All
Just
the
looking around
books in the
bookstore.
fucking library are in Abyssal. She
Okay,
can't
give
read any
me
of
an
them.
investigation check.
Show. Okie dokie. Investigation.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah, you don't find
Oof.
anything.
Yeah, I know. What a roll. What a roll.
Petra will look at Amaranth confused a little bit, and she'll point at the book clerk. Go ask that thing. And she'll
Cool.
pull out one of the supposed dinosaur books. She saw the image. She just doesn't know exactly which one. So she'll just pull out random books and look at them.
And just check them for pictures.
Yep.
Okay, so we have determined the clerk is Silent Bob. Good to know.
That is correct.
I'll walk back to the book clerk and guess if New is still there, then hopefully she'll let me know. If not,
Now, New's already fucked off to go get the scrolling book.
Petra just said ask it.
Yeah, Petra just pointed it out. So Amaranth at least knows about it.
Petra pointed it out and said go ask that.
So is Amaranth going to ask the book?
Yeah.
Okay. What does she ask?
Actually, I'm not gonna ask about lectures. I know what I'm gonna ask. I want information about the statues in the church.
And it flips a couple pages forward, and it just says on that sheet, written in every language, it says, which church?
Oh, Christ. Okay. I'll say the cathedral in Taurus.
And it flips back several pages, and you see another really old scroll is sitting off on a completely separate shelf. And it highlighted that scroll as well in another off-shade ink.
Thank you. And then I'll just wander off and see if I can.
Okay.
What up to do.
So, New has gathered the scrolls and the book. Amaranth is going to go grab her scroll. What is Toby doing?
He was only here to help them, so he's
Okay.
just waiting for everyone else to come back, because otherwise he could be here a very long time looking at different books.
Petra
and it's
looks
like,
over at
I'll be
Toby
focused.
and
Look at cookbooks.
All right, and what's
Petra looks
Windsor
o-
doing?
He asked the book clerk if there are any books on the god Gothics.
Okay. So the book flips back a few more pages, again going towards the older entries in the book. And eventually it shows an old book that's on a shelf near where Amaranth went.
Oh my god, Gothic's a god of liches. Okay. Go look for the book.
Okay.
Petra
So
will
you go to look for the book. Petra does what?
Petra will look over at Toby and say, "Hey, can you help me find these dinosaur books? I can't find them."
Okay. Yep, I'll go over and help her find the dinosaur books in the pile she's looking at.
All right. So starting with New, you have a scroll and a book. What do you do?
I'm going to open both to see if they're in a language that I understand.
Okay, let me check the
First.
languages that you can understand, just to be safe. Doosh.
I can understand.
Yeah, I got it. Common, Draconic, Abyssal, and Celestial.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
What
The abyssal
is written in
thing
Abyssal?
yeah.
I'm aware. I
It
know.
didn't
I
used to
know
be.
why. I know why it did that. I'll have to fix that later, but I know why. Anyway, so yeah. So yes, you are able to read both of them.
Nice.
I
And
imagine
I
you're
will
going to do so.
I will start with the scroll because it's obviously smaller and skim it for information that seems relevant.
Okay. And as you're skimming through it, you can see that it's mostly just a list of powerful liches throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that all of the Shadowfingers are some of the earliest entries on that entire list.
Interesting.
As we all know, liches lose power the older they get.
Yes, absolutely. They get weaker over time. That's exactly what they do.
Is that all the information it has? Is just names?
Yeah. It essentially is just names. Other than that, it's not really pertinent information. There's a couple descriptions here or there when they were first seen, things like that. But the Shadowfingers information seems to have been scratched out.
Interesting. Does it appear to be like magically erased, or was it just like drawn over, or what?
It looks like it was drawn over.
Okay. I'll roll the scroll back up and pocket it. Maybe
Okay.
we can somehow retrieve that information.
Okay.
And then I'll
How
go to
did the
look.
diamond get there? What the fuck?
And probably start with like the I assume it has some kind of table of contents or some shit.
Yes.
If it's a book on liches, and see if there's anything that might draw my attention.
You very quickly realize that that book is how to become a lich, essentially.
Uh-huh.
It is the entire process and I guess life cycle is the best way to put it of liches. How a lich is created, what they come from, how they go on, etc.
Does it have any information on weaknesses?
It doesn't have a weaknesses section, but it does say that there's only one way to kill. There's a chapter named "To Kill a Lich."
Awesome.
Wait.
I'm gonna flip to that chapter then,
Why
Okay.
does Petra have a diamond?
and she will proceed to
have
read it.
From the dwarves, the dwarves in Snow White that you saved.
Oh, right. I'm dumb.
Yeah. So you flip to that chapter and you start reading through it.
Richard be petulant.
It's a very short chapter, but it's a very direct chapter in that it says what boils down to all liches have an item or have something known as a phylactery. And a phylactery can be essentially anything. But what the phylactery is it's where they store their mortality. And as long as that phylactery remains intact, the lich cannot die. However, as soon as the phylactery is destroyed, the lich dies.
Interesting.
So their life is bound to their phylactery.
Interesting.
Oh, that's why.
She will close the book and hang on to it and head back towards the, quote, clerk.
Okay. Add it to your inventory. The life
And the
cycle of a
scroll.
lich.
I
Yes.
was like, why is my mic hot miking? Then I figured out that I had the auto
All
sensitivity.
right, Amaranth.
Yes.
Would that be considered a consumable?
No. It'd be considered a loot item.
Loot item, okay.
Yeah. So Amaranth. Just to double check, what was the book specifically that you were searching for again? It was the church, right?
It was on the church. It was on the statues that were in the church.
Okay. So you found a book that's named The Five Saints.
What did you say the name of the book
Interesting.
was?
The book that you have is The Life Cycles of Liches. The book that Amaranth has is The Five Saints.
The 5 things. Okay, well, you know, I'd say they're different, but okay.
And I assume the scroll didn't have any kind of title,
The scroll did not have a title, no.
so I'll just call it List of Liches.
That works for me. So Amaranth, are you going to read your book?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Okay. So you crack it open, and you can't read it. It's an abyssal.
Of course it is.
Or in a language she doesn't know,
Okay, I'm
which
gonna
is
go
apparent.
back to the book clerk, and I'm going to ask the book clerk. I want books on how to learn abyssal.
Okay. You know what? Roll a d20 for me.
Okie dokie. That's roll for D20. Oh, oh,
Yeah, rule a
Word.
d20. And it's 1d20.
Yeah.
I think you have to put the 1 there.
Well, it's good to know. It's good to know that Amaranth used to be in tech support.
Yeah.
She was.
That was different. I like to add.
Yeah, she fixed routers.
Yes, readers.
Yeah, rooters. Whatever you say, Amaranth. I believe you 100%.
All right, you rolled higher than me. So the book flips open, and it flips forward a lot of pages. Eventually, it stops, and you see that it lists several titles. And they range from how to translate abyssal for milk drinkers. Several different several different books.
This
but
was
you
for
notice-
acolytes.
Yeah, abyssal for acolytes. But you quickly realize that they're all basically resources for learning the language.
Cool.
They
And
each
none
have
of
a
them are
price
there.
tag next to them.
Hmm.
You notice that there is one specific book where the text for the name is written in a different colored ink. It almost seems to shimmer, and the price of that book is much higher.
Oh, how much is that book?
So that book is
700 gold.
400 gold.
I'm
Jesus.
willing to spend it. I have the money available.
So it's 400 gold, and the book is called The Instant Knowledge of Abyssal Secrets. And it's a book that's enchanted where upon reading the book you will become fluent in whatever language the book teaches you.
And then you lose your other language.
No.
Yeah, you forget all other language.
But I have a book for that. I don't need to. I don't need
Yeah.
to do that with a different book.
You just erase every language, just word
Common.
by word. But yeah, so if you go ahead and remove the 400 gold,
Yes.
so you're like, oh, that's the book I want. And as soon as you think, oh, that's the book I want, the page flips, and instead of the book being on a shelf, it flips to a page that's almost like those book safes that you see people, like where they have a cutout page. It flips to that, and as it opens up, you can see the book is sitting there inside of the book clerk.
Ooh.
And as you reach to take it, you feel your coin purse get lighter.
Oh, I am.
The coins just pop right out, and as you pick up the book, you can almost feel the magical energy radiating off of it. So you crack it open and you give it a read. I take it, right?
Yes.
Okay, and as you do, you're reading it, and it's definitely written in Abyssal, but for some reason you're understanding it. And after you've read the first page, they all go blank, and all the magic leaves the book, but you can now read Abyssal.
Yeah, boy.
So you can go ahead and add that to your character sheet, that you are able to speak Abyssal now, fluently.
Cool. Perfect.
It costs you quite a bit,
But it's worth it in the end.
but it's worth it in the end. There's a lot of Abyssal in this campaign.
So I need it now.
It also gives me a chance to kind of bring down the prices of everything again, because I gave you way too much gold early on.
Yeah, so it's a way to get rid of all my money.
Yes. And never give you any more ever again. No.
Has Petra found a dinosaur book yet?
No.
With the help of Amrith. With the help
Oh,
of
right.
With the help of Toby.
Roll investigation with perception. Either one of you. Or with perception. With advantage. Yeah. Either one of you can roll it with advantage. It's up to you.
I'll take the 19, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go with
So you found a book that talks about theropods. Specifically,
No, I want a dinosaur.
two of the largest theropods, which, as one you've already killed, the T-Rex. Another is a Giga, and one of the things that you notice upon opening it is that it talks about the near extinction of the Gigas.
Oh,
How
not
is that?
near enough.
Any better?
Pardon?
Is that any good?
The book.
Yes.
Okay.
She will take the book and walk away while reading it.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's reading through it, and like I said, it's mostly basic information, their life cycle, etc. But it gets to the Giga. It talks about their home being over by Caria, how they used to take over most of the entire east coast of the continent. But because they were such a threatening creature, they were hunted mostly to extinction, and that there are very few left in the world. What's Windsor doing?
He's looking for the current issue of Prey Girl.
Prey Girl.
No, yes, right. No, he's looking for the book they showed me for non-Gothics.
That is correct. Yeah, so you would have found the book, and you pull it up, and it's got a picture of almost like merchant scales on them. But instead of having the scale trays, it has what appears to be a human soul on one side and a creature soul on the other side, and they seem to be balancing each other.
Can I read the book?
You can absolutely try. Let me double check your languages that you speak. Common and Orc. It is written in Celestial.
Ah, okay.
I can read Celestial!
Yes.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
No, you can't?
No,
You
that's,
can.
that Nears can.
I can.
Technically,
You can
Toby
read
can
any-
read any book.
Toby can read anything, freaking baby.
Yep.
Anything with symbols.
No, I can read literally anything.
All words.
Can
are
he read
symbols.
Petra's thoughts?
Yeah, we don't talk about them.
It's just food that she's eating. Pretty easy.
Okay, I'll buy the book for the pictures.
You buy it for the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, so you grab the book, you walk over to the book clerk, and as soon as you think that you want to buy it, it flips back to the page where it showed the book to you initially, and you see at the very bottom, it's written that there's a price there, and it is 50 silver.
Okay.
So 5
I'll
gold.
take it.
Okay.
Fine.
So go ahead and take that from your sheet. Are you going to read it now, or are you going to read it later?
I'm just gonna, I'll flip through it until we get ready to leave, and I'll put it in my pack.
Okay. Yeah. So you flip through it a little bit, and it mostly talks about what Gothic stands for, the beliefs, etc. But it mentions 2 other names.
I can't read Celestial, so
That's true. You can't. Never mind. Yeah, you flip through it, and it's
Got
pretty
some
pictures.
that's right.
Really fancy looking scrawl for the script. You're just like, huh, this is nice. This looks like it was written by somebody fancy.
Can Toby go up to the book and ask if there's any books on how to create firearms?
Well
So-
then.
See?
Find another cooking. You find another cooking book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows you how to cook
and how
people's
make
arms.
It
Yeah.
shows you how to cook gun-shaped foods.
So, the book flips forward almost to one of the last pages.
hmm
And it stops, and there's a single book there that explains the mechanics of a firearm.
Cool. I'll go to that book.
So,
Petra,
as soon as you
no.
think, I'll go to that book, it flips forward one more page, and again, the book is sitting on the book, and you see a price tag sitting there. The book is 2 gold.
Cool. I'll take that.
Okay, remove that from your character sheet. You can add it to, you can add the book to your character sheet, and it's the mechanics of firearms.
Yep.
Okay. New, what is New doing?
Everybody's buying books, and you just fucking pocketed them. She went back up to the clerk book thing, and she's going to ask it straight out. I'm looking for books on information about the 5 Shadowfingers, and I apologize in advance. I'm probably going to butcher these names. Jubrix, Bobrix, Zixus and Hashir, Yathir, and Izokus.
The book pauses for a moment. It doesn't seem to react.
All I'm picturing is an enchanting table book.
Essentially, yeah. And then you just see hundreds of pages start flipping to the right as it's going way, way back in its documents. And then it eventually stops on a blank page. And at first, it appears that it's just blank. But then you realize this page is so old, the ink has mostly faded. Give me a perception check.
Heckin' Toby. Come read this shit. 16. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, so the ink is very, very faded. But when you look really, really close, you can still kind of see the indentation of the pen that originally put the ink there. And by very carefully looking it over, you're able to make out that there's a single book which is named The Generals of the True Pantheon. And as soon as you're actually able to make out that name, it flips one more page forward. And sitting in front of you is the black book that Geo was holding.
Is there... she's going to very cautiously reach for this book.
Okay. So you reach very, very slowly. And as soon as you make contact with that black, greasy outline, nothing happens. The book doesn't attack you in any way.
Are there any markings on the page from the clerk that the book is on?
On the page where the book is, there's just a price tag underneath of it.
Which is?
So the price tag on this particular book is 600 gold.
Do I feel like the same magic shenanigans with this book as I did with the one with Geo?
You do not feel any special magical shenanigans other than the original resonance that you felt. This feels like the exact same book. If it's not the one he was holding, it's clear that this is, like, if this is not the exact copy he was holding, it's clear that this is at least the exact same book that he was holding.
And I examine it before paying. Like, flip it open to see if I can read it even.
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna try. Very carefully.
Okay, so you go and you very carefully try to lift it open. And as you do, you realize it's, as usual, written in Abyssal. And you can see the title written there, the 5 generals of the true Pantheon. And you start flipping through it. And once you get past the 3rd page, every page is blank.
It's like a preview, basically.
I'm going to ask the clerk why the book is blank.
And the page flips over, the book disappears, and written there again in every language, it says, "This is not a library, books are not free."
All right, fine. I'll take it. I'll buy it. 60 platinum out the door.
So it flips back, and the book's right there. You reach, you pick it up, and yep, 60 platinum just disappears right out of your coin purse.
I still fucking have 20 platinum.
Petra will ask the book if there's a book related to the one that she's currently holding that explains, that goes into more detail about behavior of the theropods listed in the book.
And it flips forward a bunch of times again. You just see hundreds of pages fly by. And eventually it stops. And again, right in the middle of the book is another book.
You said the 5 generals of the Pantheon?
The 5 generals of the true Pantheon.
Yeah.
Petra kind of jumps, not expecting another book to be inside a book.
Panthhion?
No.
How do you spell Pantheon?
Pantheon is Pantheon.
E-O-N.
It's Bookception.
Yeah. You open that book, and there's a book inside of it. It's like those Russian, what are they called? Something dolls. I can't remember. The nesting dolls, essentially.
Yeah, nesting dolls, yeah.
She asks if she can see like a quick sentence of the Giga Nodosaurus.
So the book inside of the book flips open about halfway through, and there you see a page that begins to describe the natural habitat and habits of the Giga in its local environment, talking about the things that it eats, where it hunts at, how it stays safe, how they avoid hunters, how they fight back against hunters, things like that.
Petra will say, "Can I get these 2 books then?"
And as you ask that, a price appears at the bottom of the page, and it shows that each book is 5 gold. Yeah,
And
you're not buying any sort of special magical book, so
No. What would Petra do with a magical book? She's not magical in any way, shape, or form.
put it on the end of a stick and whack people with it. Be like, aha, this is my new axe.
The axe of knowledge.
The Book of Sharpness
That's pretty
gives
amazing.
anybody that touches it paper cuts.
I have
Death
2
by
things,
1,000 paper cuts.
and only 2 things only, and then I'm done in the bookshop.
Okay.
Petra will
Um,
pay for both the books and take
Okay.
them.
Take it from your sheet and then add the books to your inventory.
Can I get the titles?
So the first one is Theropods of Nolia, and the second one is the life cycle of the great theropods. What were you saying, Amaranth?
So first of all, she's going to pay for the scroll of the 5 saints, because she's like, "I'll see what happens. Any knowledge is good knowledge."
Okay.
So let me know how much that is, and I'll take that off first of all.
That's 5 gold.
Right, that's fine. And then the second thing she's going to say quietly is any knowledge regarding the Void Journal.
The page begins to turn, and then faster and faster it scrolls all the way back, and the very first page in the clerk book, you see the title of just one book, and then under that there's a picture of an old dusty tome that's in the very back of the room, tucked away on a shelf.
I'll take it anyway.
So the price of the
Oh,
book you are looking at
Mm-hmm.
is 900 gold.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me see how much I got. So how much is platinum to gold, by the way?
And gold
10.
apiece.
So that's 40. You essentially have 483 gold. And this is a very expensive book.
Okay.
But as you're considering it, the book that's in front of you flips forward a couple pages and you see a drawing of the book you're looking for open. And it actually has a page drawn inside the drawing where you can read an excerpt from it. All it is the table of contents, and you very quickly realize this tells you essentially everything that there is to know about the Void Journal.
Really quickly.
This is almost a scientific study written out of the Void Journal.
Okay, I'm gonna call Toby. I'm like, Toby, I need your money. This is of utmost importance.
Now, with that being said, it is after 6 o'clock. We've passed the halfway point. Take a quick break for 5 minutes or so.
Cool. That's
Really
fine.
quickly, you said the life cycle of theropods for the second one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the great theropods, yes. Yeah. So everybody take a break. Come back, say at the quarter hour mark. So 7 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
You know what's funny? Therizinosaurus is a theropod.
You guys playing this whole big Prison Break thing, you just blow through it. Bookstore, 2 hours.
Listen, knowledge is something we need.
Apparently more than you need an exciting Prison Break.
We didn't even break out of prison. We just said our case and we're left
you
go.
just convinced the judge that we didn't do it.
And now Petra gets to do a little bit of her own re-smirch.
Now, complete meta moment here. I know very little about these dinosaurs, so don't ask me trivia questions about the book.
See, I was expecting you to have Petra open the book and you playing the Giga soundbite.
Well, the soundscape thing was crackling, you said.
Well, still, it'd be the one thing. You can try turning it back on, see if it is, or if we had to reload our browsers. I wonder if memory leak or what. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I didn't hear any crackling on my end. At least not that I remember. Also, you still have Amaranth's nightmares.
I do.
Leave my nightmares alone, okay?
Your nightmares scare me. And they're not even my nightmares.
My nightmares scare me also. I'm the one having them.
Well, sucks to suck then.
Yeah, it does. It does suck. It's too much. By the way, I was all for the prison break, I'd like to add. I was very much for it, and I was like, oh man, I want to escape prison. It sounds like a great thing to do. But everyone else was like, no, we're going to stay. And I'm like, oh, but prison!
Listen. Petra has no choice but to comply with people who aren't being mean to her. It's not like she blindly went in.
I'm sure no one blindly went in, but I was kind of like, oh, I want to break out of prison. This sounds like great fun.
Also, Petra was hungry and she was having a panic attack. I don't think fighting would help her very much.
True. You might not have anything to fight. You might just be a lot of sneaking.
I'll just reuse the smuggling stuff that I put together for like a different thing in the future.
For a different time that we murder people and get sent to jail.
We didn't murder anyone. Self-defense.
It doesn't change it that okay, be it then it's manslaughter.
Still not manslaughter.
Defile, how
It's
long
what?
how fast can a Giga run?
It can run.
Oh.
An African Giga or a European Giga?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Giganotosaurus.
I am the DM. I get to decide how fast it runs.
There's also Mapusaurus rose.
The Giga can definitely run faster than a halfling barbarian.
Yeah. It could outrun you. It could outrun probably
It could
most everyone here apart from
outrun
the monk.
Petra. But the The problem isn't so much outrunning her as it is trying to catch her. Because she is fucking tiny. And that thing's huge.
Yes, that makes it easier for it. You're just small, not tiny.
Yeah, it just has to step on you.
Tetra is very tiny compared to a Giga.
And you see a Giga footprint and a Petra footprint in the middle. A Petra print in the middle of Giga footprint.
Yeah, a whole Petra outline.
Zoe, are you back?
Zoe's not back.
By the way, I just want you to know, I'm going to ask that book, like, how do you work? How do you work? I need to know these questions. I don't understand, and I'm so curious. Tell me.
That's a pretty cool idea, right? The book clerk thing.
I think that's why everyone's like,
I love it.
oh, but I want to ask questions like this, and I want to ask questions about this book. And you're like, but what about the prison break?
You know, it's always I always love things, the nice magical objects they come up with. It's like, hey, I can cast fireball, I can do this. Yes, but can you make a book that can sell other books? What?
What?
Yeah. Tell me more.
So is that in basically slave trade?
No.
Well, from a book's perspective,
Because he's well, we don't know if he's sentient or not. Can't say they're not sentient. The other books aren't sentient beings where they can't understand they're being sold off to the highest bidder.
Science?
Excuse me, I would like to buy this book of
That
you.
got
I don't
dark
want to
quick,
be
didn't
sold.
it?
Yeah.
I want to check the teeth on my book before I buy it.
Let me check the teeth.
This one's got a crooked spine. It's no good. I want a different edition.
Talking
Yeah.
This is
about their
looking fairly
life
old. I
cycle.
don't think I want it.
How the fuck
This
do
one's
I
got
switch?
dust and it's all dark. I don't like this one.
So it seems like we're just waiting on Zoe now. Oh, you know what? I need to fill up my drink anyway.
Well, I'm the next person, so I'm just gonna say, can I sell my diamond to you? Will you take my diamond? Please take my diamond. I want the book. I need this book.
I'm back.
And then the book burns itself to death.
As long as I get my book, that's fine. I don't care what it does after that.
Is everybody back now?
Yeah.
No, Defile left.
Also, I'd like to point out that New was literally right next to Amaranth when she was asking about that book. She was still at the fucking book.
Well, you know I have the book. We know it does something. We just don't know what it does exactly. So that's why I'm like, we need to find out. Right now, we can't say hello
Okay.
or
I
hi.
am good.
Okay, Jay just left to get a drink.
No.
No.
I have headphones that are wireless. I'm just using my good mic, so it's not wireless. Hence the reason I can't talk when I'm gone.
Right.
But I heard you guys the whole time.
So Jay doesn't know who you are, so
Oh man, it's so good. I wasn't glad I wasn't bitching. God, I'm such a bitch.
I know, right? God, I hate her. Okay.
And I don't exist. I'm just a figment of y'all's imaginations.
Yay!
yay! Finally, a dull imagination.
Well, at least it's not like the other voices. That's all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, everybody's got their drinks and everything, used the restroom, done all that?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Okay.
Yep.
Just to make sure everybody's here. Bex,
yes.
Jade,
Yep.
Toonie,
Jawohl.
Torin,
Oi, oi.
Zoe.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
How would you
Go ahead.
really quickly, how would you describe the theropods of Nolia in a short blurb?
It mostly talks about where they have been found historically, their migration patterns, and things like that.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
So,
There's some
Amaranth, you were
stuff.
saying that there was something you wanted to do when we came back?
Yeah, I wanted to see if it would take my diamond.
Okay. So you're asking the book if it'll take the diamond?
Yeah.
It flips forward a page, and on the page, all you see is a circle. Just drawn on the page is a circle.
Okay, I guess I'll see if I can put my diamond in the circle.
Yeah, so you take your diamond and you set it on the circle, and it almost like setting it on water. You set it there, expecting it to to stay on the book, but it just goes bloop right into the page.
Okay, wow.
And then it flips back, and it shows the book that you were trying to buy, and then the price says 40 gold.
Okay, and I will
There
give
we
it
go.
the remaining 40 gold.
Okay, and don't forget to take the diamond out of your inventory.
I'll do it right now. Boom. Done.
Should I get rid of
New's
my...
immediately going to be like, "What's that book?" Because she's been standing next to this thing while people were doing their own things. Because obviously everybody can't do things at the same time.
You've just seen me give it a freaking 860 gold.
So the
What?
book is called An Inquisitorial Examination of the Void Journal.
Inquisitorial.
An Inquisitorial Examination of the Void Journal.
Cool.
Petra will go off to read both books and take out her notebook to write shit down. She's getting knowledge.
Because knowledge is power. Yeah. Cool. Well, it's information I need on a book I have. To New, that is to you.
Honestly, I kind of think
Yeah.
one thing I want to do as the story goes on is Petra gets smarter.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Like, she won't be as smart as the rest of the people, but she'll have enough knowledge.
That's a big assumption on your part about us.
New's gonna respond to Amaranth, be like, "You want some help with that?"
Not right now. I'm just gonna try and see if I can read it first, and then if I need any help, I will come to you all. Most probably will have to come
Well-
to you at some point.
New's gonna hold up the book that she just spent 600 fucking gold for. I'm like, "Well, I think I hit pay dirt here."
That's the book that he had.
What
Okay.
did happen to that book?
And
I know
then
you tried
she's
to pick it up.
New's gonna turn to the clerk book thing and be like, "Do you just have any book that we might happen to need magically or something?"
It flips its page, and written in every language is just the word no.
But how do you work? Like, are you controlled by a different system, or are you just like been created?
It flips forward several dozen pages, and then it stops on a page that is magical diagrams and different incantations and things, and the chemical formula to make the book itself and everything. And it's literally the recipe to create the book.
Ah, that's
So-
how.
You just happen to have some very old and probably very rare books on hand.
It flips one more page forward, and written in every language, it says, "This is a bookstore."
Who supplies you your books?
And I'm just like, and it's sassy as well.
It's got sassed at by a magic book.
The next page, it says, in every language again, it says, "I apologize, but supplier information is private."
Well, I'm gonna say 5 for that, and I'm gonna leave the books already.
Oh, what? You're not going to ask to see the store manager? Okay, fine.
I don't need to. I got what I wanted.
Can I speak to your manager? A big book comes out. A
Petra,
bigger
get-
book.
Boom, boom, boom.
Petra stands up and asks, "Is there any like blank notebooks that I could possibly get to write in?"
it flips forward a bunch of pages and lands on essentially what looks like a catalog. And it's got several different notebooks there of varying sizes and prices, ranging from 1 silver for one that's about 20 pages and about the size of your hand, to one that's about the size of Petra and has several hundred pages in it.
Niu, being the bookworm that she is going to look at it and point out one that she thinks is nice in quality.
Okay.
Because you know she's been taking notes
Okay.
for a long time at the college.
Then let me see which one that is. Okay, so you pointed out one that is 25 gold.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Petra will get a couple of those.
Of the 25 gold one?
Yep.
Okay. So the 25 gold one will have, let me see here. It has... That's the wrong... Here we go. It has 300 pages, and it's about the size of her breastplate piece. So about as wide as her chest and about as tall. It's a rather large one. But
And she's
as she
getting 2 of
goes to put it in her bag, it shrinks to about half of its size.
them. Petra jumps.
Apparently,
Like,
Niu
the
likes
fuck?
magic notepads.
She does go to a magic school.
Also, Petra got 2 of them. Is there 2 of them?
Yeah, it's essentially a catalog. There's a back stock of them, so you could buy several of them if you
okay.
wanted to. So if you wanted to buy
Petra
2
got
of them,
2 of
then you
them.
can. Yeah.
Niu's gonna have one last thing for this clerk book. She's gonna flip the life cycle of the Lich's book back open to the how to kill a Lich section, because I don't fucking remember what you said the thing was, and reread the section about what needed to be destroyed to kill said Lich.
Phylactery.
Phylactery. And then ask the book if it has any information on how to find or identify and destroy a Lich's phylactery.
It flips forward, and it shows you the book that you're holding.
Son of a bitch.
You gotta do some reading.
I already read it. That's all the information it gives me.
Did
Like
you
the
read
Petra's
the
in-
entire chapter?
I mean, you summed it up.
Yeah, I
She
summed
would
it
have
up,
read.
but
She would have read the thing.
I read the abstract. I know all about this dissertation.
yeah. So if you read the entire chapter, then essentially the only thing that it says is that to identify it, it's something that has meaning to the Lich. It can't be any random thing. It has to be something of significant value to the Lich itself. And that it tends to have unearthly qualities about it.
What would you name the notebooks that Petra got?
I would
Because they-
just say enchanted notebooks.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it would be like the hunter that we just dealt with. It would most probably be his bow. That's probably what his phylactery is. So we would have.
Well,
to
we don't know if
destroy
he's
his bow.
dating anybody. You can't make that assumption.
His boo. His bow. Oh yeah, I guess bow. We don't say that here in the UK. That's
His
why.
boo, his bow, his bay.
Baby.
Could be.
Cool. Well,
Could be his
I'm gonna
dog.
start- I'm gonna start reading the book.
Yeah,
Not
there's
the boy
nothing
channel.
in. Let me point out. There's nothing in the book that you found that said the phylactery cannot be a living thing or
That's very
an
true.
unliving thing.
Oh.
So it could be the wolf companion, like Windsor just said. It could be something completely different. There's no limitation to what it can be other than it has to have an emotional tie, and that the Lich has to impart the mortal piece of their soul into that object.
So we need
Right,
to find
so-
Harry Potter and kill him.
That's right.
No.
No. It's a mummified miniature giant space hamster.
Ah, that one. Yeah, fair enough. Just don't let it go for your eyes. It has a tendency to go.
All
for
right, go for the eyes, Bo. Go for the eyes.
I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna leave. I'll just let people know I'm gonna be waiting outside. I'm just gonna start reading the journal, the Inquisitorial Examination of the Void Journal.
Okay.
I actually have one other thing I want to ask it, but I think I need to do a history check for it. Because I don't remember what the professor called the gem in the middle of News Focus.
The Memorial? No, I don't know actually.
And I want to know if the book has anything on it.
Big shiny thingy.
So, as you think the question, the book flips to the next page and says no.
Petra will walk out to go look for food.
Okay.
Now she has everything she needs.
Well, she would just be able to follow her nose, considering that you guys are in the trade district. There's quite a few places to eat. She would be smelling food in every direction. So Amaranth is reading the book about the Void Journal?
Yeah.
Okay. So as she's reading through it, there's a lot of stuff that she's kind of already figured out. But there's a chapter specifically dedicated to what happens if you write in the book. And it, describes that, if you write about an object in the book, people forget the object ever existed. That every version of the object is forgotten from existence until people relearn of that object. For example, they tested, and you see something written there that's an object that you've never heard of. And when they wrote the name of the object in the book, it erased the object from everybody's memory, and nobody remembers the object ever having existed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a chapter, about writing different words in there, and about how that erases it from the language. And then there's a chapter about what happened when they wrote the name of a colleague in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And upon writing the name of the colleague, not only did they forget the colleague's name, they forgot the colleague entirely. They forgot the colleague's name, they forgot that they worked together, they forgot that they had ever met. On top of that, the colleague had complete and total amnesia. They forgot who they were, where they came from, what their own name was. It completely erased their own history from their own memory.
Oh dear. Well, that's starting to make a lot more sense now.
It's a good thing Amaranth didn't write her name in the book.
Again.
Again.
Yeah. It's too bad we don't know any really evil people's names that we'd like to write in that book.
Well, she wrote 2 words in it the last time and forgot them. So the last thing she was going to do was write more shit in it until she understood how the book worked.
Yeah,
she
but now
understands how
that she
the-
knows how it works, we could just write the Lich's names in it and the Lich's just forget everything about themselves and shit and be like, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that easy. I would love for it to be that easy, but I really don't think it's going to be that
Hey, we won D&D.
Oh, we win. That's a short campaign.
So if just throwing this out there, but
Yeah.
if you were to write the name of a lich in there, the lich would still be a lich, but would have no memory of why they're a lich or what their goals were. Essentially creating this very powerful ancient evil that has a current purpose and turning it into a very powerful ancient evil of chaos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it'd be that easy. I would love for it to be that easy.
Yeah,
we don't know
liches
what-
don't die just because they forget themselves. They just forget what their goal is, and then, well, let's just say the last one let you survive because he believes in survival of the fittest, and you would have erased his belief in the survival of the fittest.
Hey, what's this object I'm carrying around with me? Oh, well, I'll throw it away.
Okay, well that's starting to make sense now because Obviously, Amaranth doesn't know who she is because she wrote her name in the book.
Well, what we'll do is once we confront next lich we confront, we'll write their name in it as we're doing that, and then we'll convince them they're a good guy. Help us kill the other liches.
You're a good lich.
If
You work in
Amaranth writes her name in the book, she will have to re-earn Petra's trust.
Yep. Not only that, she'll have to re-earn everybody's trust.
You're
Oh,
a
yeah.
lich, Harry.
We just go about our adventure without Amaranth because we don't know who the fuck she is.
Pretty
I
much.
haven't written my name in it again. Jesus, I've only written in it once. My name once, at least.
Yep. And then she almost did it a second time. She didn't remember doing it the first time,
Yep.
which is pretty
Yeah.
damn great.
That would've
When
been
you were
hilarious.
like, I think my character would probably write her own name, I was like, oh no. Amaranth, no, don't do that.
I know, but I was like, wait, I can't do that because if I do that, then I'm gonna be so fucked up. I'll write a different web
Okay,
never
so
content.
what's everybody else doing?
I guess we should follow Petra and make sure she doesn't get in trouble.
Okay, so you're going to help her look for food?
I presume.
There's no need to help.
Yeah. You're helping everybody get out of her way.
So we don't want the general store incident to happen again. So.
Yeah. You literally just got out of prison. You don't want to go back.
Yeah, I was like, well, do I have a story for you, buddy?
Okay, what is Toby doing?
Toby's just going to be following the rest of the party, reading his new book,
Okay,
learning of ways that he can make himself a firearm.
all right. Zoe, or New, what is
Petra's-
New doing?
Mew has one last question for the book before she follows the group.
Okay.
And that question is because obviously it has things that are not just books, like it had the notebooks for Petra. She's going to inquire if it has any other magical items.
Any other magical items? No, like, specific item in mind, just any other?
Well, I assume it would be something potentially literary related.
So are you looking for magic books, magic notebooks, anything like that?
I'm looking for a
Magic
no spill
books,
quill.
magic quills, a spell book.
So it flips forward a bunch of pages, and again, you see a catalog pop up, and on it, you see several various different items. There's the notebooks from before, and it pauses on that page for a moment, and then it flips to the next page, and you see that, there's several new items there. There's a couple different things that are, pretty interesting, but not really useful. There is also a magic carpet for sale, which you'd have to wonder how a bookstore came across a magic carpet, but it's in the catalog.
I'm going to inquire about the magic carpet.
It flips forward, and the magic carpet is 6,000 gold.
Holy shit.
You're very.
I was just going to be curious as to if it knew how fast it traveled, shit like that.
You ain't getting shit from that.
Okay, back to the catalog.
So it flips back a few pages.
Yeah, it runs on non-threaded.
Yeah. So flips back and goes, and you see other various things. There's an immovable rod. It flips to the next page. Boots of water walking, but nothing really special other than the extremely pricey items. But it gets to the last page, and you see Amaranth's diamond is on the catalog. And suddenly it makes more sense how this book came across these other items.
Can I pay for her diamond with my diamond? No, I'm kidding. Mew will thank the book and follow the group.
Okay, so the book closes up, and it almost seems like the area around the book is a little bit darker. Kind of like the book was emanating its own light without really being obvious. But then you turn and you get to walk out. So is everybody heading to go get food now?
I was waiting
Ye-
outside for everyone, so if everyone else is gone,
Yeah.
I'll just wait for
Petra just
Ian to get back.
Petra already walked past Amaranth.
Yeah,
I'm just
Petra
waiting
just
here for Ian.
marched off.
She just kind of goes off on her own.
New will legitimately run after Petra.
Yeah, okay. So you all take off. You all head out, go to look for food. It doesn't take you long. You eventually find a restaurant. Are you guys looking for expensive food or just a lot of food?
Petra doesn't
I
care.
just spent about 1,000 or 2,000 gold. I ain't got no money to be spending expensive food.
I just spent 600 gold. I'd prefer not to bust my wallet any more than I have.
Yeah, so you guys find a nice place. It's not crazy expensive. It's just a nice place. You go in to get yourself a nice meal, and it's 3 silver pieces per person. Except for Petra, who it will be 9.
Of course.
Oh, wait. Does that make me have
10.
919.1 gold?
So the way that it works is you subtract 1 gold, and then you add the silver. So 1 gold is 10 silver.
And
So
you
in
said
your
how much-
case,
yeah.
subtract 1 gold and give yourself 1 silver.
Did you say that was
Done.
3 silver?
Yes, it's 3
Yes.
silver for everybody except Petra.
Oh, 3 silver.
Yeah, 3 silver.
Heckin', I took heckin'.
No, I'm trying to balance out the money
And I have
to
7
where
silver.
we naturally progress back to actual D&D money instead of me just handing out hundreds of gold.
I write Defile's name in the book, so she doesn't.
All right, and that's it. The campaign's over. Good job, guys.
Petra chokes Amaranth and Bex at the same time.
I'll write your name in it as well on a big choked.
And while they're waiting for their food and everything, New's gonna plop that big ass fucking book down, the Generals of the True Pantheon, and start flipping through it and reading it. Probably starting with the table of contents if it has one.
Petra already has the 2 dinosaur books open and is writing down stuff in
so
one of the notebooks.
So the first part of the table of contents says the True Pantheon, and then it has 3 names written. One is Guthix, one is Serene, and one is Zaros.
Alright, so Guthix is the evil thing that they're worshipping, confirmed.
And what was the last one?
Zaros. And then it says the generals. And then it shows the subchapters, which the first subchapter is the first general Phobrix. Then the second chapter is second general Ether. Third general Jerdu. Fourth general Zihas. And then the 5th general, Izokis.
So Phobrix is spelled Fauxbricks, right?
Phobrix.
No, Fauxbricks.
He's spelling
He's French. I'm aware.
Phobrix. Like,
Like fake bricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, this facade's made out of faux bricks.
Can I
interesting.
get some information about the 5 saints, that scroll I picked up as well?
Yes. So you're going to pop that open and read it?
Yes, please.
It's a fairly short scroll, but the information can be summed up as that there's little known about the 5 saints. However, it is believed that each one of them represents living a good life. So the ranger and his loyal companion likely represents loyalty. And the bard represents beauty and art. The paladin represents the unwavering faith. The barbarian represents passion and drive. And finally, the reaper represents death and how the afterlife awaits. None of us are permanent, so it is important to never dally in your life. And essentially boils down to little, almost haikus about each one.
Put a nice little positive spin on it, shall we?
So is the Ranger's faithful companion named Tonto?
No.
Somebody drown him. No.
As Niu is reading this book, she's going to have a thought, and she's going to ask Amaranth to try and touch the book.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna touch the book.
Touch it, just the tip.
Just the tip of my finger, the tip of the book.
Are you gonna touch it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it.
Okay. So she reaches over cautiously and just kind of pokes it, and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this.
She's going to ask Amaranth to do it again, but this time she's not going to actively want Amaranth to touch it.
Okay, I'm gonna touch it.
Okay. I need a Constitution saving throw from Amaranth.
Yay me! Of course.
Niu's learning things.
Experimenting. What is Niu's spell
15.
DC? Yeah, so you feel the book lash out with you with this dark, repulsing energy, but you manage to yank your hand back in time and resist its attempts to injure you.
And I'm gonna look at me and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Interesting.
I am not to be
Magic book
experimented
doesn't
on.
let people that don't own it touch it if they don't want them to.
I like to add that
Hmm.
Petra is the guinea pig. It's not me.
Petra was.
No,
Petra's
no.
busy eating.
Petra's busy eating and writing shit down. Like her handwriting, so good, so fluid.
Plus, I saw your eyes on Gio's version of this book.
Okay. Girls, you're both pretty. Does Amaranth or New illuminate to the rest of us what they found in their tomes?
Yes. I'll
Well-
let you know what I found in the Five Saints.
Petra ignores everyone.
And
I
you read the table of contents. She hasn't actually read the book.
You will make the rest of the group. You will make the rest of the group aware that she came across this book, which hopefully they would recognize as the same book that Gio had, except for maybe Petra, because I don't know if she was paying that close of attention.
Nope.
And
She's literally writing as she's eating.
well, I mean, like, even if she wasn't writing, like, she
It was
might
the
not
best of
recognize
times.
the
It was the
book.
worst of times. Okay, let me get to, does New mention Guthix? Is in the book.
New will definitely mention that because
Okay.
it is interesting that Guthix is in this book.
Okay, upon that, I pull out my big book of Guthix and say, okay, since I can't read this, can anybody who reads Celestial look through this book and see if the generals appear in there as well?
Does he know it's celestial though?
Okay, if anybody can read this holy scribbling,
So you're going to give it to me
Me-
then? 'Cause
New
Holy
can
scribbling,
read
Batman.
Celestial.
I, mean,
I just-
I can
I
read
ju-
any book.
I put the book on the table.
New will attempt to read it, and obviously she can.
Okay, hold on.
Now, New's
By this
busy.
time, Petra will have finished her food and will continue writing in her notebook.
Okay. So you pull up the page, and there's a fair bit written, not a massive amount, but a fair bit. And it says Guthix, pronounced Guth-ix, is the god of balance and nature, and one of the 3 lost gods from the Oblitus Tenebris. He is the oldest and most powerful of all gods, interwoven in the world and nature itself. Guthix was silent for the early part of the Oblitus Tenebris until a lone cleric renewed faith in the god. Through the cleric's actions, faith in Guthix slowly began to be restored. Religion. Guthix is generally considered a benevolent entity who wishes the best for mortals, thinking the best environment is one of balance. This would entail a utilitarian balance between peace and conflict, chaos and order, nature and culture. Whatever is best for mortals or is necessary to maintain balance is thus permissible. Likewise, Guthix expects his followers to live in balance with their world and respect it. This does not mean Guthix is a god of neutrality or tranquility. While this holds some truth, Guthix seeks to create a world of balance, and balance does not necessarily entail peace, and Guthix is not above the use of violence. Then at the very end of it, there's a little quote that says, I am beyond good or evil. I am simply Guthix.
Interesting.
So nothing about the generals. Okay. And now Raynar's got a swollen head. Okay.
Having read that, New's gonna flip to the section on Guthix in her book and see how it lines up with this other book.
It's all essentially the same information.
Interesting.
The information in News book is more like a teenager back sniping at Guthix. So. Guthix thinks he's so balanced and so me.
Having confirmed the information in the Guthix book, New will flip to the section on the other two gods and quickly read through them to see if anything strikes her as suspicious or potentially related to the shenanigans that have been going on in their adventures.
Okay, so you look at your book and you flip over to the next god in the true pantheon, Seren. And it says, Seren is a crystalline goddess of light. She is considered a lesser god, and her origins are unknown even to her. Beliefs. Seren is a pacifist, shying away from violence as much as she can. She believes that peace is important above all else. She once believed that it was important that gods and mortals could live together in harmony, but has since come to share Guthix's view that gods should not interfere directly with the lives of mortals. Above all else, Seren preaches 4 key virtues. Those virtues are integrity, to maintain one's courage, one's principles, and despite all opposition and influence. This is a foundation stronger than any stone. Harmony. This is the virtue that binds all others together. We are all bound by the anima mundi, or the energy that flows between all creation. From the greatest gods to the smallest insects, all are linked together. Worlds are the heart in which the anima rests. When we are in harmony with the world around us, we strengthen the anima and we strengthen ourselves and each other. Prudence. This is the virtue that protects the others. Too often, life presents us with a curse disguised as a gift. Be cautious and be prepared for all things. There are snakes in the grass. Be watchful of their movement. And wisdom. This is the virtue that allows all other virtues to work. It is not enough to know or have something, but to be aware of how and when to use it. Gold is worthless if simply hoarded. It is only when it is spent that it can enact change. Be mindful of the changes you would make to the world and know how to make them happen. And then you flip to the third god. And the third god, Zaros. It's a much shorter blurb than the others. And it says, Zaros is the divine aspect of darkness, an ancient and forgotten god in the modern age. At his peak, Zaros reigned over the continent of Nolia uncontested. His followers were mostly made up of vampires, liches, the undead, and some humans. At the time, Zaros was the most powerful of all the known gods, save for Guthix. The golden age of Zaros came to an end when a mortal got their hands on the Void Journal. This event also marked the end of the Oblitus Tenebris era. And then there's a quote from Zaros at the very end of the book that it says, if we give in to weakness, then we do not deserve the gift of life.
So that sounds suspicious. Liches.
So
So we either have Zaros liches that we're dealing with, or some fucked up balanced shenanigans with Gothics.
I think one of the interesting things in there as well is that the Void Journal basically caused the Elitist Tenorus.
And Niu would definitely recognize said Void Journal's statement because she was right next to heckin' Amaranth when she asked the
Yep.
clerk book about it.
But I did whisper it, so you didn't hear it.
You can do a perception check to see if you had heard it. I will allow that.
Amaranth thought she whispered. We all know how Amaranth whispered.
Excuse me.
I'm just saying, have you ever heard somebody whisper from like
Oh yeah,
the
I
other
fucking
side of the
heard
room?
that shit.
Yeah, no, she absolutely heard you whisper it.
Perfect, of course she does.
Amaranth fucking sucks at whispering.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you heard her from across the fucking room. No.
So Amaranth, that their Void Journal. You want to share about that? Because yeah, it's mentioned in this.
I just feel like everyone is now looking at me and like this is very awkward, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know what you want me to say, mate. I don't know much about it.
Petra shoots a unamused look at Amaranth.
Amaranth
you got
quickly
that
writes everybody's
book
names in
about
the Void Journal.
Journal.
Well, okay.
I'm
here's
sure there's
gonna be the
information.
gist of it, right? Because no one actually knows this technically. So from what I know, I guard this. I have no idea why I guard this, but I have it. I woke up with the journal with a note from myself basically saying, you've been given another chance. Don't fuck it up. You know, live your life as it is. So I don't know what this book does per se. I do know now, because I've read it, and it basically makes you forget anything that you write in the book, you will forget. Be it
Cool.
names, words, etc.
So you have a danger book. I have a danger book. Who else needs a danger book now?
I mean, Petra's brain is going to be a danger book pretty soon.
Which is hilarious because one of my things in my biography is I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. So yeah.
You literally has one of those now.
Yeah, which is why I'm very, very guarded about it, which is why I don't like to, you know, that's why I try to whisper it, obviously.
Well, we should probably try and keep that safe.
Yep, that's
especially
what I've been
since
doing.
I have a feeling that it might be of interest to these liches and their cult.
That's why I've never put it actually on show in front of anybody.
So, Amaranth had gone through that book about the Void Journal.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I forgot to mention that was written in the book is the ancient name of the Void Journal is known as the Immemorial.
Okay, well that makes more sense then. Which is why I got the Immemorial Tenebra.
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 Petra will kind of like tap Mew on the shoulder and say, hey, can you help me write this word? I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know what it is.
You will look at what Petra's trying to show her.
It shows that she is trying to write theropod. But it's wrote like THERA instead of O.
Right.
Even though it's written on the fucking...
New's just like, yeah, that word.
Like she knows what it is. She's like, yeah, totally.
As long as the word's in front of Niu, she'll be fine. I can't specifically say for certain that she's come across things about theropods in her studies. Like, she's obviously wandered through a lot of random books in her days, but That's a lot of random books.
Yeah, we heard it right here. News a book slot.
Listen, she spent like the vast majority of her life at uni.
And Petra
Wow.
didn't.
And Amaranth doesn't even know she did.
Heckin', what was the name of the third god again? Something with a Z. Shit, I already forgot.
Zaros.
Yeah, secretly, Amaranth is Zaros.
I
Just
beg
wrote the
your
name in the
pardon.
fucking book and absolutely forgot.
No, Amaranth's the mortal that got her hands on the book that destroyed the Zaros.
Yeah, but presumably that was thousands of years ago.
Yeah, and
She's a tiefling who do not live that long.
No, we do not.
And I suppose there could be some kind of magical shenanigans going on.
that's
mean,
right.
the
She
best-
rewrites her age in the book every 40 years.
Piss off. I mean, like I said, all I know about me and this book is that, like I said, I guard it from remembering what the hag told us, that
What did
the
the
Memorial
hag
has
tell
returned. Or the hag or the fake, you know, when we went to where
No, it was the hag. Yeah.
the hag told us that the Memorial has returned.
Well, yeah. We definitely need to look into that, but, like, I don't want to pry too much into your personal life. Like, in character.
I mean,
he
she
says
doesn't have
that
much
too.
of a personal life. She has no personal life
So-
whatsoever.
Glad to help. Maybe there's some kind of cross information we can find between that and
New has
This
basic
book
knowledge on
here.
Petra.
but yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I know about the third journal.
Big black liquidy magic tome.
Yep.
So what's next, people?
We'll also say that you guys spent 2 hours in the bookstore, so it's about 3 in the afternoon.
And Heckin' Zero wasn't here to hear everything about Gothics.
Yep.
He already knows everything. He's
We
the
would
one
have
who
had to read it. He would have just told us.
True. Okay, so now that we've found this plethora of knowledge, what shall we do with it?
Well, I definitely need to take more time to read the chapters on the 5 generals, but there's surely a decent chunk of information in here that we could provide to the Rose Knight's captain.
Did you want to look at those chapters now or later?
I'm gonna kind of leave that up to the group as a whole because I don't want to like hold the whole session up with you like reading 5 different chapters of stuff because Nia's a
Petra will
bookworm.
show. Petra will
She's
show
gotten tired of
you.
listening to your voice to file.
Apparently.
Petra will show you the notes that she wrote down and ask, "Does this look good?"
Keep
You
in
have
mind, you.
impeccable handwriting.
Yeah, she has insanely good handwriting.
Well, we know you're not a doctor.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking about the notes. Did they look good? Do they seem accurate?
Your partition's in the wrong place. There's not enough sentences in this paragraph for it to be a paragraph. This comma's in the wrong spot. New gets out a red pen.
100%. I could see Niu being like a fucking teacher's aide at the university, doing that kind of shit.
No, we're doing psychology formatting, not biology formatting. So, you must indent. Okay. Okay, before we get on to the history, how do we want to get the information back to the Captain of the Roses? Do we want to take it ourselves? Find out some way? I doubt. Well,
We should probably take it ourselves, and we'd probably get the boat back again.
Yeah, we would be
One.
It's
Plus,
not
then we're
Petra saying
guaranteed of getting paid.
it's not Petra saying any of this, but where we were at what was it? Well, the capital of the Fundinian Empire. Yeah, we'd be closer to the other places that we need to go if we go there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was going to say, yeah, which is basically to get to the other places, is it on our way,
That and
basically?
it has
Yeah.
been 3 months, apparently. So it might be good to touch base with them anyways. They might have learned more things. They might think we're dead.
I said this at the beginning.
Amaranth, when did you get here?
I thought we
Hey.
sacrificed you.
You know what, bitches? I'm gonna write all your motherfucking names. Look, if you carry on with your talking
Petra
shit about me.
didn't insult you. She just gave you a look.
That's enough of an insult from you.
Nothing worse than a short look.
The ultimate insult. She refused food from you. Dun, dun, dun.
Jesus, that's serious shit. That is.
You will also disseminate the knowledge about how to apparently kill liches.
Petra will eat any food that anybody has left over.
Right, so we have to wait for Petra to have flatulence to kill a lich. Okay.
Oh, I should probably do a Constitution saving throw, shouldn't I?
I'm glad flatulence reminded you of a Constitution saving throw.
Defile. And Defile's dead. Got it.
Oh, look at that. Amaranth wrote her name in the book.
Sorry, I got a headache. I was grabbing some ibuprofen. Yeah, you still need to do your Constitution saving throw.
Tell Acorn to go to bed.
Boy.
Oh, damn.
Well, yep, there you go.
It was almost bad.
That was.
It was like 2, no, 20.
Okay, so have you guys decided what we're doing?
Petra gets food poisoning and immediately dies.
Well, wait, I'm pretty sure Niu knows that Amaranth has those maps. Probably be a good idea to look at one and figure out if we could sidestep to a secondary destination on our way back to the Fundinian Empire, or if we just want to find a boat or whatever and head straight back.
The map she got from the Rand and McNally cartographers.
Yes.
Yep, I'm happy to share them to you. Not a problem.
That was a Fey cartographer. I mean, Niu doesn't know that, but it's very possible that it could be like some shenanigans with this map.
No, she was very honest. So just maps. I got an old map and a new map. No, just.
Petra will ask to view the map herself.
Do we want to do this in like an inn, maybe?
Yeah, you guys are just hanging out in a restaurant,
Yeah,
talking about some of the most secret shit ever.
yeah, pretty much.
It's nobody hears us.
I was gonna say, have you ever been to a Denny's? Everybody's talking. Nobody can understand shit.
I mean, it could be like a really loud restaurant with like a bunch of plates crashing. Because I don't know about you, but when I go to a restaurant, I can barely fucking hear the people at the table.
Yeah. Meanwhile, your server is over there just crying in a corner. I just wanted to ask if they needed more water.
They're talking about the end of the world and shit over there.
I don't get paid enough. And did you see how she eats?
Talking about Petra.
Does she ever even chew? Well, yeah, let's go back to the Horseshoe Tavern because we've had great times there, or we can start heading towards the dock, which is a couple of days' walk anyways.
We'll have to, yeah, because remember, we wandered here by accident because we got lost the last time.
Petra looks at the rest of the group. Why don't we get camping gear?
You should already have camping gear.
Why don't we try and see if we can find a...
Do we have tents?
What do you need a tent for?
Why don't we try and see if we can find a wagon or
I was gonna say, if only we had a
caravan
cart and a druid that could wild shape into something that could pull the cart.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that,
don't
that's
even start
relevant.
there.
Maybe there's a
Yeah.
taxi service that will take us to the actual.
You don't
thing.
need a druid.
Easier.
You just need a Petra.
Yeah, you just need an artificer that could make a mechanical horse.
That's easy. No, is there any sort of taxi services around here? I'll ask, like, the server. Is there any sort of taxi services that can take us to the dock that we need to go to? Not that I know which dock it is we need to go to.
The dock south of
Let
here.
me get them.
So you ask the server, and they stop and they think for a moment, and they point out that there is a place that you can rent, that you can get passage. That is right here. There. Let me ping it right there.
Oh, okay, cool.
And,
Petra will tip.
and
We'll
they
tip
can
the server.
generally help you get passage to just about anywhere that you need to go.
Oh, good. That place looks pretty stable.
Let's go there then.
Petra will tip the server for gold.
Well, actually, we just need a horse. We know where the graveyard for carts is.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but who says those carts are in working condition?
Yeah, you just take two
Last-
broken ones and put the working
last
parts
time-
together.
I was gonna say one was good enough to supposedly carry 6 bodies. So
True.
Anyways, yes, let's go to the travel agent.
Okay. So
Travel agent.
you head over there and you see several carts outside. They're a lot newer than the carts in the graveyard. But you notice that they have pretty much all the same types of carts that are in the cart graveyard. And so it starts to kind of click that, this is the place that's throwing away carts when they get worn out. So
I can't stay here. It hurts.
So
I
you
go over there to Alamo.
You go inside and you see somebody sitting behind the counter is just a kind of stocky old dude, and he just seems to be passing away his time. He's got a knife in his hand and he's just like whittling away at a stick.
Am I gonna have to go up to him?
I can go ask.
We need passage to where again?
Where are we going?
The dock south.
The fun.
No,
Yeah, but what is
what's
the
name?
dock's name? I'm sure we
Colina.
tell the dude a
Colina.
dock.
That's it.
Colina.
Colina. Yeah,
Colina.
Oh, you know-
Colina.
Well, most docks tend to be close to water, so that's a clue.
Yeah, Colina.
So Neil will go up to the dude and be like, "Excuse me."
And he still whittling away at his stick. He goes, "Yeah, what can I help you with?"
Would it be possible to get transport for 6 people to the Colina docks?
He stops whittling and he looks up and he goes, "Colina Docks." And he takes a couple more shades off the stick and then sets the knife down and he goes, "Which one to go there for?"
To find a boat to take us back to the Fondinian Empire.
And he immediately busts out laughing. He goes, "Ha ha! Ain't no boats that leave from there."
Oh, okay. Where is a place that boats would leave from?
Well, if your destination's Fondinia, you're gonna have to go roundabout way to get there. There ain't no boats that leave Manuisha heading that way.
There was 3 months ago. What happened?
Haven't been boats heading out that way in a long time. We get the occasional stray boat that stops by and drops people off on fishing piers, but there ain't no boats leaving. You guys can think back to when you were dropped off. You
There
weren't
was-
dropped off at like a shipping hub. You were dropped off at like a little dock that didn't really seem big enough for the ship. And now it kind of might make sense why. You weren't dropped off on a dock. You were dropped off on a fishing pier.
Okay, so how would you suggest we make our way back to the Fondinian Empire then?
Well, if your goal is Fondinia, you're gonna have to go to Praetoria. You're gonna have to take a ship from there. And that'll take you to the Council of Tortland. And then Tortland can take you to Fondinia.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what would it cost to get passage to the first place that you just said?
Well, to land in Opfheim, let's see, that's... How many of you are there?
6.
There's 6 of you, so that's about 60 gold. About 60 gold. That'll get you to Opfheim. Then you gotta get from Opfheim. You gotta get out to Horgen. And then from Horgen, you gotta take your ship out to Fondinia. So, you're looking at 60 gold to get to Opfheim. Then, probably another 20 gold to get to Horgen. Then from Horgen to Fondinia, I don't know.
Yeah,
Places.
we should really invest in some horses.
We can ask, like, how much would it cost to I guess, buy a horse and carriage that's big enough for us? Yeah, go and ask him. How much would it cost for us to just buy a horse and carriage?
You want to buy a horse and carriage?
Yeah.
New's gonna immediately interject and be like, that's probably not a super great idea because we're going to have to get on a boat eventually, which means we're going to have to abandon said horse and carriage, which means we just wasted a whole bunch of money.
Or we go fully inland because we can get to everywhere via land at the same time.
Yeah, but then we have to travel through a war.
Well, just because 2 countries are at war doesn't mean they're constant. They're every place is in the country. They're obviously fighting at certain spots.
Yeah, if you look at the map, if you were to go northeast through Puertia, through the southern end of Colo and Erodnia, you could go down into Fondinia, right at the base of the Kingbane Mountains, and avoid the entire battle area. You could skip the entire contested zone.
I'd say horses would be easier, period, because they can go through mountains and stuff. Horse and carriage would make it harder, plus it makes you more of a target for bandits.
True. I mean, yeah, we can see how much.
I would normally suggest just walking, but we have people that are slower than others. So the horses would have to keep us all at the same spot. Pace.
Theoretically, if
is there anybody here who can't ride a horse?
I'm fine riding a horse.
Petra will need somebody to
I was gonna say,
the horse.
Would Petra need
can ride with me?
I was gonna say, would Petra need a horse or would just be pony?
Little pony.
And theoretically, if we were just riding horses, we could just go over the fucking mountains because everybody knows horses can go up 90-degree inclines.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is what we're thinking.
Mules would probably be better.
Switchback trails are easier for horses to navigate than a carriage.
It's going to cost us more and more money to keep traveling around, getting different boats in different places to go to each separate place.
Right.
So, yeah, so what
we gotta pay money to feed the horses or stable them wherever we're at, too, though.
If we go to a town, horses can eat grass and stuff when we're camped out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if somebody wants a tent with them, it's easier for the horse to carry it on them, and then instead of them carrying.
I'll also want at least one extra horse as a pack horse. That way we can give horses rotationally breaks.
The issue we're going to have is that whenever we go to Orodnia, we're going to have to go inland, and getting to the Principality of Arazzo is going to take us also have to go either via the sea and then go inland.
So it's just better off if we just have horses, our own horses, however long they last.
If only we had a dragon we could ride.
Yep.
This makes me long for the dragon back at the university.
Yeah, well, you spent all your money on books, so you can't afford the dragon.
It's a gold per mile per person.
Is it still a gold per mile per person, even with the decreased prices that you're trying to fix?
Yep.
Oh, they've got
Yeah, so-
they've got discount Dragon Riders called Jet Dragon
No,
Blue.
once the prices of everything actually get more balanced, it'll probably be closer to like 1 gold per 1 gold per 10 miles.
So 1 silver per mile.
Yeah.
Stables.
Where's the stables around here so we can buy some horses?
And he kind of chuckles and he goes, "This is the stables."
Fair enough then. Can we buy some horses?
Yeah, absolutely. How many horses you need?
6? Or 5?
7.
Yeah, 6. 7?
Well, that depends on if Petra's riding by herself or riding with somebody.
Petra will be riding with somebody, but we can
Because-
still get 6 horses so that
Well,
we have
that's what I
one.
mean. It would be,
Horse, yeah.
if we do what you suggested, it would be 6 with the pack horse. If you were riding
Yeah.
by yourself, it
Yeah.
would be 7 with the pack horse.
Yeah.
So 6 then.
Okay. So he kind of he picks up this rather large wooden mallet and bangs on the wall next to him and sets it down. And a few minutes later, this kind of younger person comes running out. He pokes his head around the corner and he goes, "Yata!" And the old guy goes, "They're looking at my horses." And he goes, "Right, this way." And he leads you out the back, and you see that there are quite a few horses out in the back area. Most of them are grazing. And he goes, "You're welcome to take your pick."
Anybody have animal handling?
I eat animals. I don't handle them.
No, you eat people. Don't try and fool us.
Bitch, I'ma smack you.
I'm gonna write your name
I
in the
mean,
book.
I have a 13 as passive animal handling.
Yeah, no, that's not me. I think
have
the person
11.
who had that was Radar. Because he has more whiz, I think he does.
I have a proficiency in animal handling.
I don't know
Then
what.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was
So-
asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're looking around, you see that there are roughly a dozen horses. There are 3 ponies, and there appears to be 2 war horses.
Heck.
That's-
Can we
that's one of
inquire
the
about
horses.
prices?
Yeah, so you ask him about the price, and he goes, "Yeah, no, that's fine. We've got the prices right here." And he points to the wall, and you can see that a horse is 75 gold, a pony is 30 gold, and a war horse is 400 gold.
Okay, just normal horses.
Oh, okay. Raynar buys a war horse. Good to know.
What is legitimately what's the difference between a horse and a war horse?
So if you actually look at like what a horse is, it's essentially a very weak creature. It's a challenge rating of 1/4, has
I'm gonna
around
say
19 HP, and it can kick stuff. A war horse has the same 19 HP, but it has higher movement. So instead of 40, it has 60. And then it also has higher dexterity, higher constitution, higher wisdom, and it has trampling charge, which is if the horse moves at least 20 feet straight towards a creature and then hits it with a hooves attack on the same turn, that target must succeed a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target is prone, the horse can make another attack with its hooves against it as a bonus action. So essentially, it can kick them twice.
Yes, it's designed to be ridden by knights. It's not going to be scared as easily as a normal horse.
Yep.
Yeah, basically it's been trained in essence.
Yeah,
It's a
back
trained horse.
back in the older editions, they used to have 2 hoofs attacks and a bite attack,
Yeah. But anyway,
and you could give it armor and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
besides that, so really, I mean, we don't. It's something we do not need.
no. But I'd find a regular horse. One that's
Okay.
potentially a little bit blacker than the rest.
Okay. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what kind of coats do they have?
varying coats. So you're welcome to flavor text your own horse however you like, as long as it's within reason.
Petra looks at you and points out a horse that looks like it has like a skull on its face.
Has like the white painted top patch.
No. Fuck, I can't
You're
remember.
thinking of
think I-
Palomino?
Palominos, yes.
Is it Palominos that have the white?
Well, Palomino, our Palominos white and brown patched. I don't know if it's, or are those Pintos? Or,
I don't
I
know.
think they're pintos.
Anyways,
Doesn't matter.
so is everybody picking a horse? Is anybody picking something besides a horse?
I'm getting a horse.
Nope,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
getting a
horse.
horse.
A horse is a horse.
So,
is a horse.
New will
Whatever it is.
look at the one that Petra pointed out and be like, "You think I should get that one then?"
Okay, so
Petra nods.
so he points out that there are a few horses that are a little slower, but they're cheaper. So there are horses for 50 gold that have 40-foot movement speed, and then there's what are called riding horses that are 75 gold, which is the original price, and they have a movement of 60 feet.
Yeah, I want one of the riding horses personally.
Yeah,
riding
same.
horse.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody's going with riding horse? Okay, so it's 75
What?
gold for the horse.
Cool.
What is the horse that Petra pointed out?
That is up to you to decide.
Riding horse.
Okay, it's
So we just put a riding horse in our inventory.
No.
No, a horse pouch.
Everybody's got a horse pouch.
It's in your horse pocket.
Evil
Ah.
Dirt League reference.
Yeah, so that being said, you all have horses and no saddles.
We bought the
I'm
cars.
gonna
We just
second
forgot to
that.
buy the wheels.
Yeah, you have horses, you do not have any tack or
Ooh.
harnesses of any
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Amherst doesn't like going bareback? Oh, never mind.
Toby, you're crafty. Can
I'm
you
gonna
make saddles?
slap the shit out of you, Darren.
Yeah, how much for kit?
Yeah, how
Uh,
much would it-
And keep in mind, I'm using official tables here. So for a simple riding saddle, it is 10 gold. If you're looking for saddle bags, so that your horse can carry inventory items for you, that's 4 gold.
I'll need saddlebags for the pack horse.
If you're looking for a saddle pack, which is for pack horses, those are 5 gold. You can't ride a horse that has a packed saddle, but they can carry more.
Oh.
Okay.
So, I mean,
pack
we
horse
wouldn't be
layer.
riding the pack horse anyways.
Yes.
I mean, we would rotate it out so that the horse that we're riding could take a break, but that's like about it.
Can I try and persuade them to reduce the price, seeing as we've already spent 75 gold on everything on the horse?
You can certainly try.
I will try.
Yeah, so he thinks about it for a minute and he goes, I tell you
So
what,
what's the deal?
there's 6 of you, yeah?
Yep.
I'll do the 6 Royden saddles, right? For 45 gold. For all 6. And I'll throw in the pack saddles for free.
Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
No, it's
we
one
only
too many-
need
that's
five-
one too many
we only
saddles.
need- We only need 5 saddles, obviously.
5 saddles
There's
and a pack
only
saddle.
6. Yeah, and then the pack saddle. Because obviously,
Okay.
riding.
Then I'll do 40 gold for the 4 saddles in the pack saddle.
Okay.
For the
5.
for the 5 saddles in the pack saddle.
Yeah, yeah. yeah.
40
Yeah,
gold.
that's like 6 of them gold each. So we have.
And then can we get saddlebags for each of the horses as well?
Okay, do the saddles also, hold on, before we do that, do saddles also include their bits and reins?
No. That's just the saddle.
Or we need
You
bits-
still need a bit and bridle.
yeah,
Yes.
bit and bridle. Then how much are they going to cost?
They're 2 gold standard each.
Okay,
That's back
so
up to
we
10.
need-
That's back up to 10 for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's 50 gold. Well, no, you're still going to need a bit and bridle for the pack horse.
So
Yep.
that's what I mean. That's
Petra will pay for the saddles. Everyone pay for the saddles and her own reins.
that's 100 gold total so far is what we need.
So Petra's just gonna pay the 100 gold.
Where are you getting 100 gold from?
Well,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's 40 for the. Oh no, sorry, plus 10. Sorry, I
Yeah.
miscalculated in my head. So it'd be
So it's-
12 because it's 6.
So it'd be 50 for everything that you need.
Yeah.
And you don't need saddlebags if you have the riding saddle. It has its own carry
okay.
weight.
All right,
So you can buy saddlebags, a riding saddle, or the pack saddle, I think. At least that's the way it's laid out here. I could be wrong. But we'll just say that the riding saddle has some inventory.
So yeah, 50 gold total is all it is.
Okay. It looks like Petra is paying for all that. Yeah, Petra?
Well, it's 50 gold for the 5
Okay.
saddles. What was it? But we
It's
also
40 gold for the 5 saddles.
And then 10 gold for 5 bit and bridle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but you need
Um,
you need
But
6
Petra's only
bit and
paying
bridle.
for her. But
Yeah.
Petra's only paying for her own bit and bridle.
Okay, so
Let's get it
Petra
from-
paid 42. That means he still needs paid 10.
Okay, so everybody else pays for a bit, right?
So that's 2.
So
each.
77 gold from everybody?
No, 2
Yeah,
gold from
70.
everybody.
Well,
Plus the
75 for the
75.
horse.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Petra, who would pay only an extra 75 because she already paid for her bit and bridle.
And the horse. And the saddle. And the bit and bridle.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, she already paid for all. Yeah, she already got all that.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
she got the
we
saddles for everybody.
Get
Everybody
a
else
Hutton
needs to pay for their
calculator
horse.
out.
Right. What about the?
Don't
Did
forget
they-
to take it from Reynolds stuff as well.
Do they they throw in the pack for the pack horse?
Yes, they did.
Okay, I can remember.
So yeah, Defile, don't forget to take it out of Reynolds.
Yeah, I
stuff.
already got his.
Ah, cool. Happy days. Cool. Then yeah.
So Raynor decides to pay for everything.
Yeah, it was a collective decision. We all
Yeah, yep.
decided that Reynolds paid for everything.
Yeah, he sold off all his
Petra
stuff.
paid for your saddles. You're welcome.
So how do we even
and
handle
Reynolds bought all
having
the
horses?
So the way that horses work is essentially I write a little note, and then anytime that you guys travel long distances, you'll have your horses with you. Anytime that you stay at a place for the night, you have to pay stabling fees.
Yeah.
Biography. Bought a new horse. Named it Roach. Name all my horses Roach.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
So, which direction are we going to start traveling in?
Wrong way, Phil.
Again, Amaranth has a map. We might want to consult that to determine best path. Unless we go back and talk to the guy at the front desk again, he might be able to give us best path too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get my map out so that he can then point to the markers that we need so that we know where we're going so that we then hopefully don't have to do many survival checks to get there. Just saying.
Maybe we need to see if we can find a magical map that shows us where on the map we are.
That's going to cost
Just
money,
a
and I have
big-
36 gold now.
Big
so-
dot that says you are here.
Magical map, and then when we're not using that map, we got its brother mini map out that shows us the local surroundings.
Defile.
Yeah.
Points at little, like,
Can you add the enchanted notebooks to my notebooks thing? My journal entries or whatever.
No, do it yourself.
Uh,
You're a big
I
girl
don't know
now.
how to do it myself.
so the icon that looks like an open book, you click that, go down to Petra.
Uh-huh.
Then at the bottom left it says add page.
Yeah.
So you'd click that, and then at the top right, if you mouse over where it says the name of the page, you'll see a little icon pop up that's an edit button. You click that, it takes you to the edit thing so that you can edit it, and then you just hit the little floppy disk icon to save any changes you make.
Oh dear, what I've got. Now she's going to be complaining about the UI for the next 5 minutes.
That's fine. Oh, just server me. No. Okay, so what's everybody doing?
gonna go to the guy and get him to look at the map and tell us what the best way to get. to the Thunderian Empire with the horses that we have purchased from him.
Well, she's doing that. I'm going to talk to the guy that helped us get the horses and have him see if he will teach me how to put the saddle on properly.
It's probably a smart idea.
Yes, okay. Well, when I asked, did anybody know how to not know how to ride a horse?
Riding a horse and putting a
Petron-
saddle on are two very different things.
Petra knows how to ride a Rascara. She doesn't necessarily know how to ride a horse.
Same difference, except for horse is more even planed.
Same difference, but they have totally different anatomy.
And completely different saddles.
Well,
Yeah.
right, like I said, the horse is more even planed. You're more horizontal on a horse than you are.
Okay, so you go back to the guy to ask him, point out the best route, and he goes, well, the best way to get there is the main road. Unfortunately, there's a war going on, so whether you get through there or not, it's on you. Of course, you could always go the north road. It'll take you up into Colo. Go through Colo, go through Orodnia, and then you can go south through the Kingbane Mountains. That'll get you there too.
Yeah, I mean,
It's about time difference.
just think about all the adventures that we could have. We've already wasted 3 months.
I mean, I got a black liquidy magic book. I don't know. I made some big gains in terms of
I got
knowledge
to be-
about these motherfuckers.
I got to be a T-Rex's chew toy. I don't think it was 3 months wasted.
I think personally the north route might be the safer route rather than trying to go the direct route.
Yeah, last thing we want to get is inscripted and or killed.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm voting for the north route. What does everyone else think?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Anyone
Right.
else?
We're heading north to Alaska. Good.
Petra just shrugs. She doesn't care which way.
Was there anything in the north route direction that might be of interest to us in terms of the liches?
Yes,
Apart from,
Arodnia is where Izukus is.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's the other place if we wanted to stop over there first before we went to the Thunderian Empire, but we don't know
Well, we
what's
might as
changed
well.
since then.
Oh yeah, how much of a difference is it? Really, that's.
Mm.
I got to pull up the map.
I mean, like I say, when we go to the Orodnia, it all depends on where we need to go in Orodnia.
We know whereabouts we have to go because we've got the flags for it, so we can.
Yeah, so we'd have to go up north a little bit more,
Yeah.
and then travel south. And traveling north, we'd have to go over a bridge somewhere. It looks like there's a river.
Why don't we stop moving, and the closer we get there, we can see if we want to change our mind.
Cool. Okay.
Because we still have to go this way, no matter if we want to go to or we want.
Okay, so we're going north road. Everyone happy?
I mean, we could also ask for flags.
I think they were only provided on the boat, though. They had their own things. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't have those, especially if we're going inland. I think that was to stop them from attacking us when we were going via the boat.
Yeah, that was declaring the nationality of the ship so that they didn't think that it was an enemy ship.
Yeah, it's different if we're like all riding horses into the
Mhm.
country.
So north road.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
fine. I'm gonna check to see.
We might. Do we want to leave now, or
So
do we
as
want
you're
to
discussing
wait till
this,
morning?
the younger kid comes running inside, and he had overheard you a little bit, and he goes, "If you guys are trying to get through Byralia on the main road, you can go to the trade center, try to get a merchant's pass. That'll get you through the border."
Oh well, that's perfect. Oh, you're a sweet young man.
He kind of blushes and kicks his feet, and he goes, Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. And then he runs out the back to go take care of the horses.
Tieflings are hot, confirmed.
You know, I think we missed an opportunity here. The opportunity being we just need to have Amaranth have a wild magic surge every, what does the unicorn last, a minute?
Yeah.
Every minute, 6 times a minute, and then we can just ride the unicorns.
I hope you
Oh
realize
yeah, I'm
that.
sure the unicorn will love you riding it.
Yeah, literally summoning it every minute to ride it for 1 minute.
I'd also like to add, like, it's completely and utterly random. So you're basically just making me do spells consistently in hopes that we get the unicorn. Because there's like 12 or 20 items that I could pick from that would happen. So I just don't know if I'll actually get the unicorn.
We're all going to
It's
stand a good
actually it's a
20 feet away
D100
from you.
table.
yeah, and we're all going to stand a good 20 feet away from you. So when you
Yeah.
ride it,
As you blow up or, make a giant sphere around us that disables all magic, and all of a sudden we have to fight this giant thing that will never be
It
able
could
to
happen.
be killed.
It could
And
literally
then,
happen.
and then you got to worry about if the unicorn's going to be friendly or not.
Yeah. Because the unicorn doesn't necessarily have to be friendly.
I think
The
after
only
the
reason it
fifth or
was
sixth
friendly.
time summoning it, you're going to be sure it's not friendly, especially if
the
you ask
only-
for a ride every time.
Yeah, the only reason it was friendly is because I rolled a d20 and I told Amaranth to choose odds or evens, and she guessed correctly. That's the only reason the unicorn was on your side.
Otherwise, we would have been pretty fucked.
You would have been fighting a T-Rex and a unicorn.
Both with 2 different attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to ride a unicorn, but I don't think it would be happy to ride it.
Oh, let's get moving.
Should we try and find this merchant
Uh,
token then?
we should probably also try and get provisions.
Yep.
Maybe some camping materials.
Oh, we got camping materials already. That's fine.
Unless you want to add to it, a load.
hmm
You should have a mess kit
Ooh.
of bad.
Completely random. I almost forgot. Toby.
Yo.
While we were in that there crazy ass maze, I found Fey Wildberries. Can you do
Oh.
anything with them?
Yeah, I can.
Did you already offer them last session?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, she mentioned that she would, but she never actually did.
I want to give Toby the Fey Wildberries.
Okay. Yeah, so
Wildberries are 3 months old now.
I can transfer that between sheets. Hold on. Just to make it
Okay.
easy for everybody.
While all this is happening, Petra's stomach growls.
they
Just
started
left.
they started talking about food.
Toby, as a note, like in the Fey Wildberries, it does specify that each one is a handful. So there's 24 handfuls.
Oh yeah, cool. Happy days. I throw Petra a muffin.
Just snatches it and immediately gobbles it down.
It's like the dog catching the frisbee, just gone before she hits the ground.
I think of
And
like Mario with those little chomps. That's what I see her face change to every time she eats.
Also,
something.
are we not going to buy any provisions for the horses, or are we just going to like let them graze while we're...
Yeah, they
What
can
do
eat
you
grass.
do?
It's fine.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to speak to him and say, "Are we able to pick this up tomorrow?" Because it's 3:00 in the afternoon now. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing
we're probably going to
wanna
want to rest the day and then leave tomorrow.
Well, also we need to consider by the time we go talk to the thing about a merchant pass and check on getting other provisions, it's going to be even later in the night.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That if I'm going to go to the
Yeah.
stable, the main guy, and say, "Can we pick up the horses tomorrow?"
Yes, that's fine.
Because then we don't have to like take them out now, and then we can pick them up ready.
I've got one question. Is the map that's in the link in the chat channel? That's the map, right? Our current map.
World of Nolia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's the Fundinian Empire? It's not.
In the middle
Fundinia
underneath
is the middle at the
the
bottom.
mountains.
Oh, okay.
Okie dokie. Then I'll guess I'll ask where we can go get general supplies for traveling.
Okay, so they point you to a general store that's over in the trade district.
Cool.
Which happens to actually be near the trade center.
Cool. Well, I'm going to head there if anyone else wants to come with me. If not, I can go get provisions for everyone. I don't mind.
Petra will look at Amaranth and say, "Can I see that map?"
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
And Petra takes it and follows the group.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like that back at some point, please.
She just grabs it and walks away. Thanks!
Niu will go with Toby to the general store to see about if, just in case.
A man about some camping gear. And I'll go to the merchant guy and see if we can get a pass.
Okay, so yeah, you go to the general store. Any general supplies that you need. What are you looking for specifically, like general supplies?
Yeah, so it's basically just like obviously rations get us through.
Okay.
You want a tent? Why do you want a tent? Okay. Apparently
So
someone-
one day's ration for one person is 5 silver.
Let's see. I've already got 9 days rations on me already, and I've got stuff to
I got
make.
10.
How is your cooking pouch? It's mostly full, right?
Yeah.
Your
I mean,
ingredients
like,
pouch is a 7 out of 10.
You could
7 out of 10.
could also just put shit in the bag of holding.
Oh yeah, no. It's not a case of where I carry it. It's just a case of how much we need.
You're gonna need a lot of food. That's for sure.
I can create lots
Well,
of food.
if you
it's not a
consider
problem.
we probably need 10 rations a day if we,
10
know,
rations
one
a
ration.
day. You kidding
Yeah.
me? It takes one day.
One-
One ration is 1 day.
One
ration.
for me, one for Amaranth, one for Windsor, one for you, one for Raynor, and 5 for Petra.
Yep.
No, she was only 3. Come on, at the restaurant, she was only 3.
She's gonna have to take what she
That
gets.
is 3 whole meals for people like New and Amaranth size.
Oh, right. So that'd be 3
Again,
rations
I
a day.
can cook stuff. We don't need to just buy rations.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
I
if
like
you
that.
want to restock your ingredients pouch, that's also I decided I'm gonna do it differently than the way that they are. I'm just gonna do a gold per restock point.
Okay.
So in this case you need 3, so that would be 3 gold worth of stuff.
3 gold for that.
Yeah.
And then
And now for Amaranth, you went to the trade center to apply for a merchant's license, correct?
See.
Okay, so as you get there, you find a form off to the side, and it has a registration fee of 120 gold to apply for a merchant's license.
For one?
You only need 1. As long as
Okay.
one person in your party has a merchant's license, it's considered that you are a traveling merchant and company.
Sorry, how much was that?
It's 120 gold. But you also have to have a name for your company.
Oh shit, we get to name the group.
Yay, Bardun and Dickheads.
No. Okay, well, I don't have 120 gold on me. I'll go back to the group.
I think Petra and Raynor are the only people that have money left.
No, I have money left. I have 20 platinum and 471 gold, and then some silver. And I still have the diamond to sell.
Same.
Well, you know, I did spend 1,300 pieces of gold to buy 2 books. Which I was fine with, but I'll go back to the general store and then let people know.
I hand over, or Windsor hands over his diamond to Amaranth. Says, "Use that."
Okie
Keep the
dokie.
funds.
Do we want to have a name?
Windsor and the Dickheads. No,
God no.
I don't know.
Yeah, we need a name.
Where are we from? I don't
Petra
know.
raises her hand.
We have 12 minutes left, guys. Just so you know.
Oh, good. It'll take us just that long to figure out a name. What Petra? Speak.
Boulderwoods Travelers.
That works. I like it.
I'm not from Boulderwood, though.
Yeah, but you're a traveler, so there you go.
Petra just kind of slowly turns to Toby. Petra. Boulderwoods is my last name.
Ah, so we're your travelers.
Yes.
Petra main character confirmed.
Where's that belt dude? Gives me a beard. That's kind of. It gives me a beard. Oh, it's a very good belt.
Then you've got a friend in Grog Strongjaw. A towering Goliath.
Oh, I met his wife the other day, so yeah, that was fun.
Do we have any other suggestions? Name.
No. Unless you want to put where we're from in trading company or whatever, you know. East Indian Trading Company. There we go.
Is the Avengers taken?
I refuse.
No,
to be called Avengers.
we're talking the Avengers with Tony Stark, that British thing that pretended to be Avengers. Oh my God, she's 300. She's 300 and years and pounds.
No names, no.
I'm fine with Petra's choice. Since no one else can suggest anything better.
And you gotta give me time to think. Names are hard.
You're running out of time.
Running out of time.
How about the new Petra, or the
If
new
you guys
Boulderwood Travelers?
prefer, we can leave it here, and then you all can take the week to think of names that you might prefer.
Just go
And then
down
we
it.
can revisit the merchant's license when we get back next week.
Okie dokie.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. Before we leave, move the diamond right to Amaranth's.
Sorry, what was that? Because you cut off there completely.
Well, I wasn't talking to you, woman.
No, you turned into a transformer.
Oh, okay. Take the diamond out of my inventory and move it to Amaranth's.
That's all I heard was Amaranth. I was like, what have I done?
Yeah, I heard Amaranth. I was just like, oh, okay.
It was blatantly obvious. Come on.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
I wonder if we would be able to fix up one of the carts in the cart graveyard and take that with us.
No.
The pack
we
horse
wanna
can
do
do
No.
that.
No. That was a very quick no there.
It'll make traveling more difficult since we don't know what the roads are. Always.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
if you take the main road, it is a main road. It would be a merchant's traveling path, so caravans would go that way all the time. You really
Well,
wouldn't
right,
run
for
into
now.
any trouble unless you went down lesser roads. That's when it could become a
Right.
problem.
Which eventually probably will be. So
Probably.
I mean, but how much stuff are we kicking back?
Listen, I need a.
We.
I don't know if I can ride a horse and read a book at the same time. God damn it!
You know what? We could probably just find a bunch of abandoned clothes and sell them as rags to people and say, "Hey, we're merchants. We sell these things to poor people."
We saw them right.
Wow.
Wow, what the fuck?
Exploiting the poor. Shit.
I mean, better having clothes than having not clothes. Am I right?
Hey, look at those rags you have. We have much newer, better rags.
Yeah, come off our freshly killed. No, wait.
We got these off dead people.
Dead man's clothes for sale. Dead man's clothes for sale.
Don't sell any food. Petra will get mad.
Well, I mean, in case of Amaranth, one boy for sale. He's going cheap for 100 pennies.
I'm
Yep.
worth more than 100 pennies at least.
No, you sold that kid.
Yeah, I did, and I'd
For
do it again.
20 for 20 gold.
And I would do it again. I have no shame.
Okay, cool. So we're leaving it there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We'll have our long rest and naming contest.
I did love the fact that we were sheep chase, and so far we've not chased any sheep.
So
that was the preamble.
yeah, so the sheep chase thing is actually a legacy kind of thing. So when I first got Foundry and needed to like test it and stuff, there is actually a one-shot called Sheep Chase. So we did that one-shot as like a test run for me to learn like the software and how to use it and everything. So we did a Sheep Chase campaign, and then we just kept the Sheep Chase name.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's where Petra was born.
Yeah, that's where Zero learned not to fire a firebolt into a outhouse that a bear had just finished using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
definitely
where Petra
don't
came
dive
from.
headfirst into the exploding outhouse.
Yeah, that would definitely do something.
And it's also where Petra ate really bad gorilla meat.
Alright, that being said, any questions or comments about this week's session?
Nope.
No?
No,
Thanks for ruining my prison break plans. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the
No problem.
bookstore.
Anytime.
Yep.
I had to come
Fuck
up with a
you.
fucking bookstore off the top of my head. I think I made a great bookstore though. I think it's
That's a great
Oh, yeah.
bookstore.
I mean,
What I was imagining was just a bunch of piles of books all over to like the right side or the left side of the store, and then a big shelf along the wall that everyone was looking at, with also piles of books in front of it, but far enough away from the shelves that there was a walkway.
Yeah, exactly.
mean-
That's exactly what I was going for.
I thought the bookstore was great, and you got this fancy new book.
Petra
It
got
hurt people.
Petra got
He
more.
sold a book and a scroll too, inadvertently.
And Petra got more knowledge on dinosaurs.
That is true, yeah. So
And her handwriting continues to get better.
so I would like to maybe experiment with Sirenscape next week. I don't know if you guys know what that is. If you're interested in potentially using that, I'm gonna try and get it set up this week, and then maybe like Thursday or Friday, maybe we can try and get together a little bit to just see how it works for everybody, see if it's worth it. Because Sirenscape is like the premium soundscape software, but
Gotcha.
I
Oh,
I have no experience.
is it just an add-on, basically, for what we already have?
No,
Okay.
so you'd have to have it open in another tab. There is a module that supposedly integrates it into Foundry, which I might look into. But
with
you
the one-
potentially might have to have a separate tab open.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, with
Wow,
the one,
give it a
with the one, with Soundscape, the problem might have been just on our end. Well, I know it's happening with multiple people. We didn't try refreshing our browser to see if that could have fixed it. Because Jade said she wasn't having a problem.
Yeah, I didn't hear any weirdness when they mentioned weirdness too.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let me see. Hold on.
Maybe it was just old people ears.
Hey. Yeah, it was fine, and then it just did it once, and then it just wouldn't leave. But it was fine for like quite a while when we had it on earlier.
Yeah, see, I get this every now and then, like split second where it cuts out.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. Because it just happened. I was wondering if it was when Bex was talking, if it was just Bex that's chiming in causing.
Yeah, it seems to just like kind of cut in and out every now and then.
Which I mean isn't necessarily a horrible thing. It's like it's not like squealing at us.
Yeah, so we might just stick with this mixer for now until I can come up with a really good solution. I might try and find a soundscape software that I can just put through my microphone, like stream into Discord or something. We'll see. I'm actively
Anyway.
looking for better solutions, but I might experiment with Sirenscape this week.
Anywho, I'm gonna move up to general.
All right.
Okay, just leave her there.
Yep. All right. Nobody else go. No.
I'm actually gonna go to bed because it's like almost 2
Yeah.
a.m. Yes.
Have a good night.
All right, guys.
Good night.
Take it easy.
Nath, you want to kill a Fulgur Anjanath?
I would not mind killing a Fulgur Anjanath.
I have a investigation that is. I actually had 2 investigations. Both give 2 silver, 3 gold.